Welcome back to Dark Skies, another random ad hoc fun time session, episode 3, entitled Agents of Fortune. It doesn't matter what happened last session in these, so yeah, let's go ahead and just start hitting the ground running like something that would hit the ground and still be running. The point that we'll be starting at is at the Red Dirt Bar, seedy bar out in Arroyo, which is a sub-district of District Santo Domingo. There have been a number of broadcasted emails sent between two execs of two large mega corporations present here in Night City, specifically Biotechnica, represented by Elizabeth's character, and Militech, represented by an NPC who we'll be meeting in the very near future. As you are making your way and basically calling up the AV to depart from Biotechnica and take you to the Red Dirt, Letty, is there anything in particular that you want to take with you? Be it people, anything that you're kind of concerned, just making sure that you have it on your person. You're muted.
I don't think I'm going to be taking any people with me.
Okay.
Just my things and the separate box from Vigianos.
Okay. As you're sitting in the AV, probably with a nice glass of wine at your disposal, and the box in your lap, you get a text message noting that there were other eyes on the email chain, specifically a pair of net runners, but they don't seem to be associated with one another. One of them seems to be signaling out of Vista del Rey, so is nearby. However, there is no documented handle for the individual other than kind of rough idea of the location. Nina would tell you that whoever this person is very skilled at spoofing, and is also very skilled at keeping their identity kind of masked. But an approximation as to their skill level, Nina would say that it seems like they're very old school. And then regarding the other operative or netrunner that seems to have kind of been able to kind of touch in, there's really no information at all. It's kind of blank, but there's definitely a ghost of a signature, which could mean corporate. It could mean very, very, very high level netrunner. It could mean someone who just knows their back channels around corporate shit a bit better than people who send mail replies. Okay, so that being said, you touch down near the Red Dirt. There are a couple people outside smoking a cigarette, talking, hanging out, but it just seems like a pretty chill vibe. It's kind of right underneath a very large kind of portion of the highway. And it's also not directly under, kind of near under. And there are a number of kind of areas nearby that are very industrial, massive pipes kind of construction. But there's enough space for the AV to touch down in the parking lot and the automated pilot to allow you to exit the vehicle.
John, can you ping the location, please?
Snap to.
Okay, thank you.
So, that being said, the AV is not going to sit here, as this is kind of a not exactly a bad area, but not exactly a good one for a very high dollar piece of merchandise to sit around. However, the AV will be cycling, which means if it is required for you to return back to Biotechnica, you can take the AV. If you want to go anywhere else, the AV does not care, and you'll have to find your own ride.
Right.
All right.
So I'll get out and head on in. At this point, I have not contacted
Well,
Razor yet.
he has
have
been
I?
contacted for you, so
Okay.
that was the next part. Razor, you're sitting outside. If you're a smoker, you're probably one of the people I just mentioned. If you're not a smoker, you're probably the oddball standing near those people who is just kind of weirdly there. But Letty, you've already been sent a photographic picture of Razor from his case file, with with Militech, and you would recognize him on sight. He kind of sticks out. Everybody else here is kind of either like nomady or they're very Sixth Street, patriotic. But yeah, you're definitely getting stares
Okay.
from a lot of folks.
She'll head straight over to Razor. Hello.
Howdy.
It is, Razor, yes?
Yeah.
Ah, good. It is nice to meet you. I am, Violetta.
Nice to meet you too.
I suppose, we should go on in, yes?
Yeah, if you're ready to.
So you kind of hear catcalls as you're kind of making your way in. One of the guys says, "How about you give me a private flight in that AV there, honey?" And then another guy's like, "Wow, your girlfriend really showed up in style," kind of looking at Razor. And these are jerks. Just one girl's kind of like, "Ooh, take me to the inner city, baby." Like very just annoying yokel types. You can address them if you want, or ignore them if you'd like.
Just ignore them.
Okay. The two of you walk into the bar. Immediately upon entering, you'll notice that the space is not relatively massive, probably a good 70 by 70. And it looks like there's a second floor, which you would have been informed by Nina is the place that you'll be meeting. Immediately upon entering into the space to your left, there's a secure door, which is looks like it has a lot of kind of tech on the right-hand side, but other than that, it's just a very kind of solid iron kind of gated door. When you step in, like the second you step in, you see the bartender kind of tip his ball cap towards you, and he, sorry, I got a cat who wants to be on camera, and I can't let you do it. He tips his ball cap to you, reaches under the bar and touches something, and opens the secure door. This is the point where I need to ask questions regarding everyone else who's present or not present. I know that you're not present.
Got it.
Not present.
Loud and clear. Go
But
ahead.
the other three,
We'll get you.
these three, they're the ones I have questions for. Are you here? Lamplighter.
Yeah, I've been there a while.
So you see her enter in. She has a solo in tow. A solo you know. And appears to be going upstairs. Asuras, are you here?
Yeah, I would have liked to have been one of the people outside smoking. Is that okay?
Absolutely. Do you want to follow them in after you kind of just toss the dart? Yep.
Yeah.
Dope. And X, are you there as well?
I am assuming I am posted up there, probably carousing.
All right. So, quick inquiries then. Everybody here is kind of in the Netrunner communities. You have your own circles, obviously, but this is a good point of interest for you as a party. Do you know each other by look? Do you know each other by reputation? Do you know each other at all? That is the question I'm asking for the Netrunners. Asuras is off the grid.
Asuras is new to the city. I don't think folks would really be familiar with her, and she doesn't really know anyone else.
Okay.
I don't think I would be, other than maybe passively familiar with a handle coming across it at some point. I don't imagine.
Who here is familiar, besides, I already know Michael's going to answer this, how he's going to answer this question. Who here is familiar with Carbon? In character.
No.
Okay. That's fair. All right, then moving on. So Letty and Razor, you make your way upstairs. It seems that the bartender... Sorry, hold on a second. All good. Okay, so it seems that the bartender has kind of suggested that you go upstairs. I'm assuming you head on up that way. For those of you who are currently downstairs, it looks like...
When I
Go ahead.
when I see them heading up, that's when I kind of like very discreetly swoop on over to start following them up there.
Okay. Go ahead and make a stealth check.
Oh man. There we go.
What'd you get?
That is.
Yeah, you
Oh,
butchered that.
gosh.
So Letty,
Yeah, I did.
just as you and Razor are about to go up, Razor kind of like sees Lamplighter. You know Lamplighter, so it's not Razor does,
I've seen his picture.
and you've seen his picture. So the two of you both see him kind of at the same time. This is like step 1 or 2, as you see him kind of doing one of these like. Like he's trying to.
Wait.
So she says security. Wait.
Yeah.
I think that's
Uh,
you, Razor.
No,
Oh.
no, no, no.
Oh,
I mean the bar security.
he kind of goes, "Yes, ma'am."
That one points to Lamplight. Wherever he is, probably
Yeah.
across the bar, and
Slowly making his way over.
she kind of does the come. He's with me.
Okay. Well, anybody else? Just gestures across the crowd. Anybody else heading on up to the private meeting? That's definitely not happening here. And he kind of smiles. There's like maybe a dozen or so people present, and that's including the others.
I wouldn't recognize anyone else, so no, I don't think so.
Osiris would step forward. I think I should be part of this group.
You are. You do not look familiar to me.
No, I don't believe we've met. I'm new to the city.
Oh, did you get my email?
I did. The name's Osiris.
It is good to meet you. I am glad that you got my email. They are also with me.
He nods. Whoever you want to take up, it's all you. Just know that any problems come our customers' way. Kind of gestures over across the way to the bouncer, who has like very meaty looking cyber arms and kind of is kitted out in the upper torso. Looks like he could probably punch right through a cinder block without even batting an eye. You see a woman across the way kind of sitting in a corner, kind of like nod when he kind of gestures her direction, and you can see sitting out on the table are 2 beautiful carbon fiber katanas crossed sitting on the table. And he says, "We'll have issues."
No problems for me.
Louder.
Good.
I
It's
assure
good.
you that there will be no issues.
Perfect. So, go ahead.
I was going to say, X will probably extricate himself from the man and woman that he's carousing with and say, sorry, it sounds like the job fair is starting, but I'll talk to you two later.
Me too. If you kind of give them over a look, not really terribly concerned, but knowing that this seems to match up with your Netrunner's data, the group kind of heads upstairs. As you're making your way up, this is a quick pleasantries portion. So Razor and well, he's not here yet, but Razor and Lamplighter are familiar. Everyone else, not so much. I don't think anybody else has played together. So we'll start with Elizabeth since she's the focus. Go ahead and describe your character.
Violetta is your typical beautiful Italian woman. Average height. Yeah, she's spicy. Born into the corporate life and stayed in the corporate life as you do in Night City. But yeah.
She's the only one here with manicured nails. She's wearing a suit that probably costs more than you made on your last job, period. End of sentence. She flew in here on an AV. She is worth more than every single one of you pieces of garbage.
I mean, X doesn't have manicured nails, but he does have light up LED nails. That's, halfway there, right?
There's still dirt in them.
I'm not even there, and I was aware
let's
of
hope
this.
it's dirt.
Like, I already know my plate. Okay. So let's go ahead and do Razor since you were next on the docket.
Razor is about 6 feet tall, decently built body. He's always got 2 red, like old school nose rings in his right nose area right there. and he's carrying a katana and a sniper with like long, colorful hair. The color right now is purple.
Lamplighter was next on the docket.
Yep, so pretty much average height, decently built, in a traditional style Netrunner, crazy gadgets and hoo-has all over it, skin tight upper. It's a full bodyweight suit that has overlaying kind of like jogger style pants, but like techie jogger style pants. The really peculiar thing about him, aside from all these gadgets and everything, is that across the belt side there are 2 magnetic plates that are housing 2 kunai. So very odd to have that kind of old tech, very ninja-y. He's got a mask, just a normal filtration mask with all the different kinds of customization you would expect. Geralt style hair, very much so, exactly like Geralt from The Witcher, except blonde. And yeah, that's Lamplighter.
Very cool. And
Couldn't afford the toner.
couldn't bleach it out.
Sorry.
Tell us about X.
Yeah, slender but slightly tall, short cropped hair, the obnoxiously bright light up fingernails. Like I mentioned, wearing some flashy city wear that probably doesn't look appropriate in this bar, but likes the attention, and as you could tell from the carousing he was doing, very much likes the attention, but otherwise pretty simple and nondescript.
So a quick couple of notes on that before I let Cirrus take this scene. For you, Razor, this individual whose name you haven't got, X, looks very much like a street punk you'd see roaming around the Glen. The only difference is you can see that there's pretty identifying markers that this individual is a Netrunner. Just pretty keen on the solo markings. And then before we kind of talk about Asuras again, well, actually, no, we're going to shift to Asuras first. Let's do that.
Okay.
Go ahead, Shit.
Asuras is 5'2". She has braided kind of purplish, kind of different shades of purplish hair. And she wears kind of a big coat over her Netrunner suit. It's colorful and kind of garish, as you might expect, and she's equipped with all the kind of usual accoutrements of a Netrunner. You'll notice that she doesn't have natural eyes; they're both kind of souped up optics.
And yeah, she was the lead-in picture, one that I've drawn. Everybody else has art, but it's AI crap. I don't show it off. Once I get them past their sell-by date, I'll go ahead and give them...
Once they've earned it.
Once they've expired, or haven't expired, rather. Okay, great.
Go
ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead, sorry.
Well, you may notice she's got kind of like tucked in, not all the way in, her it's like a large pistol that's hot pink with a little black cat and with like good night on it, and it's her little signature.
It also has the Goodnight Meow Meow icon. Those of you who are familiar with it, great. If you're not, there's
then you're not great.
Brand in Night City that is very relevant. If you think your character would tangentially know in real life what a Hello Kitty is, your character would probably know what a Goodnight Meow Meow is in Night City. If that helps you understand what we're not at all stealing the idea from.
Legally distinct.
Like they have lawyers.
You get upstairs. You would see that there are 2 very prominent looking Militech solos, like hard bodies. We're talking like straight off the front kind of badasses, standing against the wall behind a chair, just kind of positioned far from you. Looks like it's directly over top the far end of the bar. And sitting in that seat is a woman who is only matched in absolute neo-militaristic chic by Letty. She seems to have a flak vest over her beautifully like pressed dress. She does not stand up to kind of like, acknowledge you or anything. Her hair is kind of shaved on the sides, kind of pulled back into a ponytail. And it looks like you can see that like in the centimeters kind of shave, there's like a fade, and it appears to be the Militech logo on both sides. She sees you kind of coming up and kind of nods at Letty, gestures towards the seat, and says, "It's a lot of friends. You can have them sit at that table over there." Gestures to the table, like beyond, like a little distance further away. Muted.
Okay.
Oh, okay, you're dead.
Yes, I thought they might come into use for us.
Your crew's your crew.
Hmm?
Your crew is your crew. I don't care who you bring in.
Of course. Well, I am here to help you as you need me to.
Of course.
But first, my nonna, she always said that a little pastry helps heal the heart. Slides over the box to her.
She looks at it, kind of pops it open. She says, "I do appreciate it. I'm unfortunately kind of on a regimented diet at current, but I will take these and I will either try and consume some of them or I will move them onto my staff. Thank you so much for this gift. I really do appreciate it. I do like to get right to business, though." She throws a data shard onto the table,
Picks it up.
slots it in. This is security footage I was able to pull from a number of cameras located in a bar known as the Seventh Hell. Looks like, kind of gestures over to Asuris. A couple of your friends were already there.
Oh.
She smiles, kind of pointing at Asuris, and you can kind of overhear what she's saying. She then says, "It looks like we had another incident with this individual that I believe is responsible for causing the problems with the Riot Club. I'm very particular in what I would like to happen here, and I don't exactly have carte blanche to move about Night City as I'd like due to Arasaka's hold on Militech's capabilities outside of the city center. That being said, we do have a number of security operatives who are near to what we're looking for, but unfortunately none that are close enough. And as this is a problem for Biotechnica as much as it is for us, due in part to the fact that your exec, your associate, was the one that was compromised here, I'd very much like you to follow up on these leads." 2:45, she says, and if you have the data shard slotted into your phone, you would understand the meaning. She means to go to the 2-minute 45-second mark of the video. Camera 4. And as you kind of move over to it, you would see this camera that's very, very, very narrowly able to see down this staircase. And you can see gunfire. You actually see a head jerk back as it seems to be shot and clanked off of by a bullet. And then you see a man run underneath the camera, straight down the stairs, perform what appears to be martial arts maneuvers, and then break the man's spine. He kind of looks over his shoulder, and you can kind of get a clear shot of his face. Pause. And it seems that the data shard has like voice activated or coding, so that when she says pause, it pauses on your phone. Enhance, and she would see it shift on the person. This individual is known as Guinea. And I believe that your associate there, gestures towards the netrunner with bright purple hair, probably knows his information and can get in contact with him. That should be your first lead. Also speak to your netrunner regarding that. The other two places I'd like you to follow up on behalf of your corporation. The morgue. Actually, 3 locations if I'm including the morgue. The morgue. See if you can't get access to her body and, if possible, remove it from the morgue and deliver it to Militech. It's right across the street. It's located at Precinct 11, which you would know is right in the city center. It's the largest NYPD marker kind of on the map. It's right near Kangtao in the center. And then she says, second, it seems that there's a lead, one that I can't follow up on due to my problems. The individual one of the individuals who was dealt with at Riot, camera 7, bathroom camera. I believe the 120 mark, and it would shift to interior of the bathroom. You see a kerfuffle kind of happening, like in one of the stalls, and then you would see that same redheaded guy kind of rush in, do some shit, and some shit happens. There's also a cowboy present, I believe, and
He was outside. It was Reggie.
oh, Reggie, that's right, Reggie. You'd see a guy who looks like a just punk solo kind of rush in, but with strangely kind of like a corpo kind of prominence, kind of rush in and murder this girl who's all dressed out in goth attire. And she would say, that individual was an exec as well. Not too far removed from myself, unfortunately, but the truth be told, she seemed to have been falling in with a crowd called the Sinful Atoms, a poser gang located in the Glen. They fancy themselves to be members of the Adams family from the 20th century. Anyways, if you can contact them and see if they have any information as to what happened to this specific woman, that'd be great. And lastly, but not the least important, in fact, most important, my daughter had a flat in Night City. It's really not that far away. Oh my gosh, what's the paper? Someone keeps moving paper. It's my sound is on a high blast. Sorry.
Oh no.
That's me, sorry.
No worries.
How dare you take notes?
No, I appreciate the take notes. I just it's like whoosh on my side, and it's like in my ear blood. That said, moving away from the ear blood. My daughter's flat. I have not been able to secure it. Please see if there's any information located there that might be beneficial to helping us in our investigation, our joint effort here regarding her death. If she was associated with this, what we are referring to as the Reaper, then I would like to know how it came to be the case. I was not able to pull much information, but I'm sure your associates probably have more regarding this character, the Reaper, than I do. Good luck on your endeavor, and if you have any questions, now would be the time to field them. I have she looks down at her watch. It's 5:10. She says, I have 5:15 I really have to get to.
Of course. I believe that I can handle this. You just need the info from your daughter's flat. About any connection to this Reaper.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And then the Guinea or wait, shouldn't say that. They didn't say that.
They said Guinea. They named him. They named him.
Oh, they did. Okay. This Guinea, and then deliver her body to Precinct 11. Yes.
Absolutely. If any of this can be done, so much the better. Militech has formed a contractual agreement with Biotechnica. I believe I sent over the amount. If not, your director should be able to let you know what the yield is. I'm assuming you'll be hiring contractors, as Biotechnica probably doesn't want to get their hands soiled if it were to be the case. You were breaking and entering into such a space.
Quick question.
Mm.
1 Guinea, 2 Morgue, 3
Reggie and Guinea.
Reggie,
Yeah.
4
killed the
daughter's flat.
exact- Yeah.
Did she ever tell us where her daughter's flat was?
She'd send the details over.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
All right. I believe that is all.
Great.
I don't want to keep you from your next meeting. That got way too French.
The two solos kind
Accents
of
get away from you, man. It just happens.
move in a very specific and particular way. You would understand, security firms are very particular. She gets up and walks behind them, passing by everybody. She tosses a smile towards Asuris, and then continues on. Which kind of leaves like a what the fuck like look on Asuris' face, probably, because just remembering, Jijo, your time with Militech has not been the greatest. So just why she's smiling at you? What the fuck's your problem? Kind of deal is probably the response that is thrown that way. But anyways, you're all left alone up on the top floor, private area of the Red Dirt.
They're at a different table, right?
Yeah, they were set at the kitty table. Yep.
Yeah, so I'll join them at the kitty table, being the nice person.
All right.
So most of you got my email, and some of you got a message. Looks to Razor. The good boy. This Guinea, he is your friend?
Yeah, we've been on a couple of jobs together. Or a job together.
You have his contact information?
I don't think I do. No, we never. We just kind of rode together and talked. But
Did you hollow during the mission?
You
Asuris
always
probably does.
Asuris definitely does. Who are we kidding?
You always let me tell you now. You always get your the information from those you work with. You never know what could happen.
You see Asuris's eyes going like, you know, kind of like doing little blinky things, kind of going, whoop, 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 whoop. And she will kind of flick over the details.
Already seeming to have your contact information as well.
Right. Expected. Good. Thank you. Asuris?
That's why I'm here.
You have already shown much capability. So I would like to start by finding your friend bringing your friend Genny into the fold. She'd tap into her. I believe I put an internal agent on her.
That makes sense.
And
You got a free neural
text.
link. Why not?
Yeah. I mean, why wouldn't you? Yep, internal agent. So she would give him a call.
Call or text?
Call.
Cool. Ring, ring, ring.
Mortar, I gave you a burner number for a reason. Do not call this number. Mortar?
Hello?
Oh. Hello, Missy. Forgive me, I assumed you were a mean old bastard.
No bastards here. I am Violette. I understand that you know Asuris?
Netrunner gal.
Yes. And
Yes.
Razor?
Yeah, younger fella. Solo.
Yes.
Excellent crack shot. Yes.
Excellent. I will are you free?
I suppose I could be described as such.
I do not mean that you're single.
I didn't take it that way, miss, but thank you.
Alright. Good. Could you meet me at the
Red Dirt.
Red Dirt Bar?
It's called that because it's right on the border of the Red Peaks, which are the mountains kind of on the outskirts.
Are they Red Dirt?
Red Dirt, yeah.
Red Dirt's out a ways from me.
It sure is.
Oh.
And it's 5 p.m., so they probably won't be here for another hour with rush hour and everything.
When would you? I know the place. When would you like me to be there, miss?
How soon can you get there?
6 p.m. at the very earliest.
Alternatively, you could just take the boat in. If you look at the past, just drive right on up.
Because he's down here, right?
Yeah.
Where's the red dirt once more?
I'll flash.
Forgive me.
Get right here.
Oh, everybody's banging. Boat would draw too many eyes. I don't want to take the boat out. This is not a boat time. This is a meat time.
I mean, would that take an hour to get? Is it that far?
The boat wouldn't take that long.
Yeah.
But the car would take about an hour because it's rush hour.
Oh, yeah.
Boat, he could be there in 20.
Is it an urgent
Is
call?
there
He could be there.
another
He could be
car
there in
between?
10 or 15. To be honest,
I
it's a
could
speedboat.
probably
Speedboat.
break some laws.
You actually have a
Like
friend
Be
Brett-
the
Brett,
first
I
time.
could make some maneuvers.
to make this even more
Name
interesting.
one law I've broken.
Okay, yeah, try
A
it.
spine, I guess, not necessarily a law.
Quick
That was self-defense.
library search. Fucking netrunners.
I saved a man's life.
So you actually know Buzzard, and you probably have taken this route before. Buzzard's right on the water as well. So if you pop into Buzzard's, you could pop there and just kind of quickly run to the red dirt. It's not that far up the way from Buzzard's. Buzzard's is here, and the red dirt's there. So you are here. You could literally just go boop. But the problem with where you're at and where you're going is you get onto the highway, and that's really the only way to kind of get down that way. Then you have to move.
I'll take the boat. She seems distressed.
Yep.
I'll be there in 20 max.
Do you take anybody with you? Ben's probably the only one who's really kind of on the like in and around, just to keep an eye
Yeah,
on the
might
boat.
as well.
Yep.
Yeah, watch the boat. I don't want any of these freaks
Okay, boss.
touching it.
Let's go.
Not you guys. There's scum out on the streets.
Anyways, if you sit there and wait for a bit, kind of opening it up, Razor, Lamplighter, first time you've gotten an opportunity to kind of like talk if you'd like, Asurus, and do you know anybody else here? No, right? No, these are all weirdos. It seems like the main connector point is the red-headed weirdo. But yeah.
Yeah, I have played with 3 of these.
Yeah, the table is open for your conversations. I will say that by the time that like 5 or so minutes have passed, a server will have come up and offered to get you any drinks. So you can just assume those are being served as you're kind of continuing your discourse.
And she'd pay the first round.
Generous.
Oh, this is a good job fair.
She bought a lady that she doesn't even know pastries.
Do you have any more of those pastries by chance?
Hold on. As you kind of say that and kind of look over to the table she left, and it's something that Letty didn't notice in the whole like security getting up. The box didn't go with her.
Oh.
What a bitch.
X will go over and grab the box once that's kind of noticed and bring it back over, open it up, and just
Someone
start
else is
eating
on the
one.
kibble diet, I see.
I don't care if you're on a diet, but
So
I'm not.
at least take them with you.
This actually, I think this works out better. I'm not on a diet, so
they're probably really good.
Ready
She got-
to reach over and grab one. I'm not on a diet either.
yeah.
There's
she-
only 2.
That's it. Nobody else gets any.
Too,
But
too much fun to be had in life worrying about that.
yeah, but
I agree.
you would have noticed from her physique that she keeps it tight. Like she looked like she is probably some sort of like protein junkie, like absolutely fit, like upper body.
You know who also kept it tight? Sophia Loren. She ate spaghetti every day.
That's fine.
They've
This-
got
Well,
they've
I think
got
the issue
monetized
is
on
just
everyone.
that. Well, I think so. Like honestly, in character, like Asurus would make eye contact with Letty and say, "Some people just have no manners, I guess."
This is true. She clearly does not no good eating.
Yeah, those
Uh,
people are just the worst. As X takes a long drag of whatever drink is finally here.
I'll take a Vitamine. They're carbonated as fuck.
She nods. The server nods. She would come back up with the drinks as ordered and just kind of set them out for everybody. But yeah, eventually, if no other, does anybody else have anything they want to? Okay. That being the case.
Wait, so what are we doing?
I guess
Ready,
waiting
what's
for
the-
me to show up.
What's the job? No, this is in character.
Oh, that's fair.
What are we like? What is this job?
So,
Not that I don't appreciate the energy drink, of course.
of course. So, Major Styles,
Bitch.
her daughter was killed recently.
Oh,
Yes.
Feel a little bit worse
uh,
about that, don't you?
Yeah. So we are looking into how to help her. We are helping her to help ourselves, of course. It seems that you all may know more than you let on.
about is this about is this about what happened at Seventh Hell?
Yes.
Oh, right. The emails. Okay. And so we are waiting on Guinea. And where are we going once he gets here?
That depends on what Guinea's information leads. We could go to the morgue. We could go to her daughter's flat.
The morgue?
She is dead.
I mean,
Hmm.
if Guinea doesn't have any other suggestions, I know a lot of fun places that we could go while we figure things out.
Oh? Do tell.
There's a few bars down. Oh, sorry, we're still working.
Oh, right.
Guinea, do you hoof it, like run, or do you kind of just...
Yeah, if she seemed like, how soon can you get here? Like, oh fuck, all right.
You got the body
Pedal to
for
the
it.
metal.
Yeah, you got the body for it. You arrive. The security doors open for you. You see the bartender kind of give you a nod as you kind of make your way up stairs. And when you get up there, like as you're kind of coming up, that'd probably be at this point in the conversation, you would see a few people you know and a few people you don't.
Yeah, just sequentially, hey, hey, and hey, all like behind each other on the table. To Lamplighter, like, oh yeah, you all right there, champ? Healed up, okay?
Of course, it's something I've always dealt with. When you're
Yeah.
kind of jacked into the net, there's not a lot you can do about the bullets.
Yeah, you get shot sometimes. That's the city.
You gotta roll the dice. That's what I say.
Exciting place.
And
Sir, Smith, how are you?
two net runners.
Nice to see you.
Of course. Likewise. And Razor is your name. I remember it just like yesterday.
It was pretty close.
2 days ago, yeah.
How you doing, kid?
Pretty good. Pretty good.
The
Hey,
other,
bagels, we got.
the other two,
I like have my half. I'm like, do you want the rest?
Cirrus.
Yes.
So the other two you don't recognize have been described. So you kind of see them, and based on just assumptions, the person who probably talked to you on the phone is Letty. But yeah, describe your character.
Dressed like an employer.
Dress like an employer, and then dress like not an employer. Yeah, the two people you don't know. Which one?
I
That one.
nod at X. How's it going? You must be Violetta.
Yes.
Too
You're
lady.
Guinea.
Yes, ma'am. I am.
And
What's
give us a rough description of Guinea real quick, because yeah, that's the last one.
Oh, Guinea is a very weather-worn looking middle-aged guy. Looks every bit of 48. Hair is dyed red out of sort of not accepting going gray. He does look quite a bit filled out, and his posture seems off, like he's not used to being as tall as or as large as he is. Dressed in very ratty, poor people clothes.
And a good note there.
And
He
A-okay with that.
He definitely looks bigger than he did in the video. So you're assuming that he had work done recently.
Yeah. And the video, just so I am remembering right, that was 2-3 days ago?
It was about a week.
A week ago.
Almost exactly a week.
Okay.
I see Dan lurking. Why don't you go to the stream, Turkey?
Maybe he's at work.
I love him. If he's at work, he's at work. I'm sorry. I keep on being
Love
mean
you,
to
Dan.
Dan. I love you, Dan. Sorry I was mean to you the other day. Don't say anything. I like this. This is good. Just like love up on
He
him
just
while
knew
he
that we were
can't.
talking about him.
Anyway, continue.
Now we are. Yeah,
We
so
mentioned Reggie.
yeah, we did actually, yeah.
Yeah, you've worked with most everybody. Yeah.
Oh, what's the job, Missy? What's the hurry?
I understand that you were at the scene at believe it was Riot?
Seventh
The
Hell.
bar? Seventh Hell? Oh.
John misspoke when he was talking about it.
Maybe.
It was Seventh Hell was the bar I was in.
Committed.
Riot is the bar the girl died.
Styles
local
died.
band called Candy Gossip. A woman named Jess Styles was brutally murdered and her body burnt as an act of arson committed at Riot.
That was at
Correct.
Riot.
Riot at the nightclub.
Guinea was at the Seventh Hell, where he murdered one of the people who was controlled by the Reaper, and that's
prevented an arson.
Prevented an arson.
Second
in an act of self-defense.
For what you know, yes, that would be the second bar where an arson was attempting to be committed.
So the first video is from...
You only received video tonight from the Militech person from Seventh Hell, and those were all relating to what she has assumed is connected material regarding the Reaper, who she feels is the killer who killed her daughter. Either by proxy or directly, because she burned the Riot down. So your assumptions at current, just to kind of help you flesh it out, and it is convoluted, and I apologize for that, but I promise it's substantive. The Riot situation Styles died in was killed by a Biotechnica exec, or the two died together. The Biotechnica exec was the one who burnt Riot down and died in the blaze. Then, in the second
do we have a name
of the Biotechnica exec?
Does the name matter?
No.
Okay.
But I can give you one real quick if you want it.
You did have a name.
I want it.
Like Jess or something.
Yeah, I think that was right. Jess is the name of the Biotechnica.
Wait, no, no. That was in Seventh Hell.
Wait.
Oh, Bev. Bev was the girl at Seventh Hell.
Bev was the girl at Seventh Hell.
The Wednesday Addams looking girl.
The Wednesday Addams looking girl is Bev. Correct.
Her name was Bev.
And then, hold on, going to my notes real quick. Jez is actually the daughter, so Jez Styles.
Oh, sorry.
Right. The Biotechnica exec's name hasn't come up and isn't terribly important. But if you want it, her name is looking for a female name, Elizabeth. Her name's Elizabeth.
Wow, how dare you?
Suspicious.
Hey, the Biotechnica exec. It's not too far off.
Damn.
Because you're a Biotechnica
exec.
Fine. Okay. Great. I'll just name her. I'll name her Suzanne.
Okay.
How about Lizabeth instead? That's distinct enough, right?
No, stop.
Or Rizabeth.
She's not a paladin. Leave her alone.
Let her rest in peace.
Damn, she dead?
In her death.
So the Biotechnica exec burned down Riot.
Yep. And presumably was the one responsible for Jez's death.
Committed seppuku?
More Joan of Arc herself.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that one will get past the censors.
Yep.
And then,
so is her heart still there?
So that was at the Riot. That situation at the Riot.
Deep cut.
The situation at the Seventh Hell, and I appreciate it too. If there was a reward system in this game, I would offer it, but I'm not Yeah,
Give it
cross
to her for a D&D campaign.
No. So, on the second instance that you're aware of, Seventh Hell, two individuals, that would be Bev and some random guy who was never identified and was thrown in a dumpster, came to Riot under some sort of control. Bev had a can of chew and tried to burn herself and everything down. She started pouring the chew, was trying to, on herself. Chew being the alcoholic kind of substance that's used to power cars.
Gasoline.
Can we say that this conversation is happening in character as you're giving all this detail? Okay. 1, 2, random guy. I thought someone went through his pockets and looked at his ID.
Did you have a name?
I don't think we got anything out of it that I recall.
He wasn't important.
He had a cool gun, and we also threw it in the dumpster.
Yep, he had a cool revolver.
With his body. And Bev's body. God rest your soul.
In the trash.
But yeah, the guy didn't.
What else can we do?
So this random guy and Bev potentially were being controlled by the Reaper is the current lead?
Guaranteed being controlled if Asuris is putting stuff on the table. Are you putting stuff forward? So
also, I did try to hack into the device that we extracted. It didn't work. It's very possible that in my old age, I've gotten a bit rusty, but it was tough to bust through. So it's good that we've got a couple of netrunners on the roster to take a look if this comes up again.
I am sure it will, at least in this case, so...
Okay, Bev and random guy try to burn down
Seventh Hell.
The afterlife.
Seventh Hell.
No. Seventh Hell.
The riot was
successfully burned.
Suzanne burned it, and in that process, Jez died.
Yeah.
And something something I want to make sure that was hinted at there, that with the Militech person that may not have been clear. Everybody roll a human perception that was listening to that conversation.
Almost happened.
I believe that is in the part of my skills that my sheet does not work, so I'm just going to roll a d10 and we'll see.
Socials. That's still broken.
Human perception.
Yeah, I was able to put points in on like the details section where it's all just line by line.
That's so weird.
Roll it again.
What's your empathy? Oh, dang. Oh, dang!
You can only explode once, so that's more than high enough. So
whoa,
at least 21.
Letty and Asuris, as you're kind of thinking about it, X kind of like brandishes the idea. It sounded like the Militech person there was, at least in her way, was kind of covering up the fact that Jez might have been part and parcel to the riot situation. It seems like she was very quickly moving past that and focusing on the Seventh Hell. And every time you addressed it, I don't know if you were paying attention, but every time you addressed it, she kind of like said, just go find information for me.
So we're thinking that Jess was probably getting controlled.
Yeah. And then that would also explain why they want her body.
Okay.
All right. So, go ahead.
So I think we should probably start the flat.
Forgive me, miss. This is a paying gig?
Yes.
Might this one inquire how well?
What is your price?
This is new to me. I usually get what I'm given, and that's that.
You should always know what you're worth. That is payment.
You should talk to the captain.
Women should know what you're worth as well.
1,500 eddies, negotiable.
Out of character for you, that's a more than fair offer. Actually, it's quite low ball for you, Zach.
Is it?
Not for you. Wouldn't know better.
Oh, that's fair.
And also, nobody else at this table would know better. They would think, "Wow, I mean, this is just like a quick. There's no real risk here. This isn't a hard job." So 1,500 actually sounds
As a start.
I don't know. I think dicking around with Militech just sounds. I mean, Asuris is not going to say shit. Take your 1,500. She'll send a message silently to Letty, 1750 question mark, and leave it at that.
more than fair.
I can do that, and she kind of nods
Thumbs
her
up
head as
emoji.
well too.
With an internal agent, yeah, you can literally just like mentally type a text. You don't have to do anything physically. It's just you think
Just like it.
or give it a heart.
She'll like it.
Give it a heart.
Oh,
Yes.
damn it, she's got an
Little heart
iPhone. I got a
heart.
new text message.
My sister does that to me all the time, and I'm
I
like,
hate it so much.
my
Liked-
Android. I'm
liked
just like,
quote.
liked da 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 da. If it's a long ass message, I'm just like,
Mhm.
why do I have to read my goddamn message again?
Every time. It's funny as hell.
It's true.
Forgive me.
Anyway.
Everyone else get your money. Razor, I hope you charged her.
So you would know that since this is a joint endeavor, typically Biotechnica will afford like 10,000 as like kind of forwarding money, what's known as kind of a petty cash situation for the job, and then if necessary requirements are thrown out and you actually put in requests for more amounts, they will kind of put forward more money. But since you know this is a joint endeavor, that number doubles, so you know that you're kind of like just starting bandwidth cash is around 20K, but like you're not going to dump all of that, of course, because it's a frivolous spending, and they're going to be like, "Why did you spend so much on?"
And I also don't want to like log all those receipts.
Yeah. So it's really cool that you.
A lot of fucking paperwork.
It's genuinely awesome that you said how much. Do you want? What do you?
Out of character, John, how much was my rent for my
1250, I believe we discussed it.
1250?
Yeah,
Okay.
you're in H5, right?
Yep.
Yeah, 1250.
All right, yeah. Razor's gonna ask for 1,300 eddies. That way, he has enough to cover rent for the next month.
More than fair.
All right. You want less than him?
I probably won't do as much as he does. So.
No.
So Lamplighter will look over. So in terms of pay for the runner, since no one else wants to say anything, I see there's 3 of us. Seems a bit odd in my opinion. I would see that as there's a high risk for us. So I think everyone would agree here, 2,000 a runner. If the guns are getting 1,500 and I guess 1,300, I think that's more than fair, seeing as how we seem to carry the most risk.
This settles perfectly under your $10,000 marker, so this is more than fine. If you want to do the cool move, again, keep in mind, I've given you the window of what you can play with, so you can do it however you like. But yeah, like the everybody's kind of undershooting in your mind, so do what you like.
Yeah. This is true. I suppose I could do 2K or just do a flat 2K with all of you. I don't have to do quite as many receipts.
Razor, please. Razor.
All right.
That's kind of you for them, and that's I mean, this isn't my first time working with some of your type, but that's a fine starting point. But also expenses, like more of these pastries and this alcohol, and I mean, if we're gonna be going to clubs, there's gonna be more.
You have no problem with paying for like what would transactionally in corpo language be determined as like lubricant,
Incidentals.
the shit that doesn't matter. Like
Yeah.
you spend 100, 200 eddies here on the drinks and everything. Who gives a fuck?
Doesn't even show up on
Yeah.
the expense report.
Yeah.
I think a
So,
friend of mine
what,
once
what
called it a
exactly
per
is the
diem.
job?
I can tell you from experience, they're counting every freaking fraction of a cent.
Oh, absolutely. So funny enough, at work, there was this whole thing. They won't let you tip more than 20% on a bill at like a restaurant, and they will like hound you about like, why did you tip more than 20%?
So Biotechnica forces you to tip 30%. And they also force you to make sure they see the corporate card when you pay. And the reason why is they're currently on. You would know it's corporation wide. They're currently on damage control. They want to make Biotechnica look cool because back in 2076, they 2075 through 2076, they kind of got outed for murdering a whole bunch of people with a drug they had released.
Sometimes that happens, dog.
Securicrin.
That's battle.
That's battle.
Oh, and Zach, the reason Razor's like going so much because he's new to this. So he's just like, as long as I got enough to pay rent, I'm alright.
Dude,
It's just a baby.
take the 2,000.
These
Don't take the
naive
2,000.
solos. What is happening?
Well,
You just got a
know,
raise.
Letty also just like gave them the advice of a lifetime. You need to know what you're worth.
Jesus, can I
Indeed.
come into this party?
Indeed.
I'll throw some more fucking zeros.
You
at
shut
the
up.
board.
Shut up.
Man.
You silly goose.
Who's talking?
Come here,
Who's
What
Dan.
the hell?
Dan's
I love
like,
you, Dan.
He's
oh,
hacking.
Oh my
Dan's
god,
stuck in.
that scared the fuck out of me. Oh my
He's the
god.
true net
I don't know
runner, I
why
guess.
he just doesn't watch
Hacking
the
these
Twitch stream.
comms.
He just watches the Twitch stream.
Get on Twitch.
Up here on Twitch, Dan. All right. That sounds like a pretty decent amount of cutter, folks. 2,000 a person. Seems like she doesn't care distinction-wise. She's just willing to put out the eddies. Everybody cool with that?
Oh,
Yep, perfect.
All right, moving past that point then. Guess it comes down to the planning portion. Just kind of putting it back onto the table, make it nice and concise so we can kind of get moving along. We're not moving in beyond like time, by the way. We're doing great on time.
Oh, yeah.
But I do want to make sure that
Aw.
we're kind of keeping a pace. That's all. That said, oh,
You scared him off.
Dan.
good.
Oh, Tijo. You don't mean that.
You guys pushed them away.
He's a good
Yeah.
lad.
They can do what they want.
Get on, yeah, get on Twitch.
He's mad at me from the other day. I got
You
really.
keep bringing it up.
I know. Anyway, so back to the point. 3 courses of direction here. Morgue, her flat, and the simple atoms.
Which do you think?
We know where those locations are.
So you do know where the flat is, and you do know where the morgue is. You do not know where the simple atoms are. That will require either some local expert or some library search. And the library search will be benefited if you are at a police terminal. Data term.
Sinful Atoms?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think my local expert even applies to Night City at all.
Mm-mm.
Oh, I have local for some part of Night City. For unknown reasons
On my
that
business.
nobody knows about.
My business.
I don't know anything.
Simple atoms. What you would know is kind of off of like understanding. They're a poser gang, and they, based on what the Militech lady said, they're a poser gang that fancies themselves as the Addams family. So poser gangs typically kind of find a person in pop culture, history, or whatever, and they all kind of like make themselves out to look like that or be like that. So they dress up like, you know, Uncle Fez. You don't know much about the gang, but you just know that they're probably dressed up like this old ass show called Addams Family from back in the 20th century. So it's like
Sounds like a Great fucking show.
Well over 100 years old.
I want to join this gang.
Right.
Is there like a Beetlejuicers
Any-
gang too, or like a?
There
Are
are
they near the?
Ooh, are there monsters?
no, they're the Gilligans.
Is there a Scooby Doo?
All right, I could go for the Gilligans.
And that's not a gang that dresses up like people from Gilligan's Island. No, they all dress up like Gilligan, and only Gilligan.
I'm still on board.
Like the Bozo gang. just
They're the
I just want a
Bozos.
Scooby Doo gang. I want a Scooby Doo gang.
Fucking bozos, man.
Bozos are nuts, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait for a trauma team to called in and that be filled with fucking clowns. That'll be great. Anyway,
So, Sinful Adams, any chances they're in the Glen? Because I have knowledge about the Glen.
you can go ahead and make a local expert
Can I roll?
Yep, if you're thinking about it.
17?
17 solid enough. You do know that they are in the Glen. Most specifically, they are local to in and around the kind of south coast, around the Metro Glen South.
Okay.
And I'll snap ping. For what you know, they got a couple of back alleys they hang out in. One place is called, let me double check here, my notes.
Does that have to do with Reggie or no?
No.
Why is Reggie? Okay.
Reggie is
Reggie-
associated with the Glen because he's associated with Hungry, and Hungry is a fixer who's located in the Glen. And
I understand. Okay.
he's kind of a big papa out there. There are a number of different gangs that kind of roll in there, but everyone knows True Power in the Glen and South Night City, or what was formerly known as South Night City, is the Valentinos. Valentinos top tier. And everybody else is beneath them. The only gang that kind of like sits pretty as high as they are in this version of Cyberpunk are the Joe Boys, who are kind of more of a corpo gang now. That have kind of, they're a family gang that's kind of risen to like financial prominence over in Wellspring, which is the kind of west coast.
That's around where Razor's mom lives, right?
Razor's mom does live in Wellspring, and she's treated very handsomely by the Joe Boys. Because they just want everybody to be happy. It's all about family.
Family.
Family, 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 family. But you know where they're kind of located at. It wouldn't be too hard to find them.
So she knows the general area then.
Yeah, around Glen South Metro Terminal.
Okay.
I see.
Asuras would put that on the table.
Okay.
And roughly, just for my benefit, where is the flat and the
Flat
morgue?
is so the morgue is precinct NCPD precinct 11. It's right in the Circle Center. It's a big NCPD logo near Petrochem.
Okay.
It's basically in the shadow of Kang Tao, which is that large building with the Chinese characters there. That's Kang Tao.
That would be a great name for a novel.
What's that? In the shadow of Kang Tao?
in the shadow?
Yeah.
It might be. It might be in this world. Who knows?
That sounds like a kung fu movie.
Sounds. Yeah, that sounds awesome. And then
The flat.
the flat is located not too far from Seventh Hell. Actually, it's located right near it. I don't have a marker for it. I'll go ahead and get one as we continue here.
Okay. So, why'd you call old Guinea? You need a ride? You need a Guinea?
He can handle himself in a fight.
This is good. It did seem that you could do that. Also, it seems that you have been, I don't know if you could call it working out, but something like that.
Oh, good clean living is what I call it.
She means like you bulked up.
I know.
Video, yeah.
Oh, I know exactly what I was responding to.
Okay, good.
Very
Um,
impressive.
Good diet, a lot of exercise.
For just cool narrative purposes, when he said "good game leaving" is what I call it. Flash to the scene where he's getting ripped up by Buzzard. And then snap back too.
Instead of eating pierogies.
Why pierogi specifically?
Because he's next to Pierogi World, Buzzard.
Pierogi World.
Yeah, and
oh,
I'm like,
I remember that now.
I can't afford to eat real food.
Pierogi
I
World's
gotta
pretty
spend
cheap.
it on this surgery.
Oh
Might be able to
man.
afford real food after this.
See, I got a lot of mouths to feed back home.
Oh, I lost it. Oh yeah.
Oh, damn it! Fuck you.
What, me?
No, Tom, that gift. Son of a bitch.
Oh, now I gotta see.
What'd he do?
Double hack.
Yeah,
I got it.
it got
Oh,
referenced in the
no.
Roll20 chat earlier, so I just had to
did it?
make sure that
That's
yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Alright.
We were talking about there being 3 Netrunners, so it was going to be that GIF like twice
Yeah.
with all of us team hacking.
merge-
That's how it works.
Merge them side by side. Like reverse.
We have some weird ass cyberware where we can all dock together like a Megazord of net running.
I guarantee you're gonna.
Doc
Please don't say
together.
Doc.
Phrasing.
That is. Yeah.
Very different
Oh.
connotation.
My character's into some
God.
weird stuff. I don't know.
Just use Ultron as a verb.
No.
It's fine.
As long as there's enough lubrication.
Look, Asurus is a 50-year-old
I think
lesbian.
Nina's calling.
None of that.
I think Nina's called. Oh, we're doing a quadruple hack. Holy shit! But again,
No. She needs me to get out.
oh, I got you. But keep in mind, you can definitely call her in at any time with teamwork ability. So notate that if you do ever want a 4th hacker on the job. But yeah, those are the 3 locations, depending on which one you want to go for first.
So we can break into an apartment, break into a police station, or go search an area.
Yeah.
We don't need to break into the police station though.
You do need to get into the morgue.
We're taking a body out of their area. I'm assuming they're not just going to let us take it.
The dumb one does have a lot of good points here.
Wait, I thought we were taking it to Precinct 11.
No,
You
the
need
body's
to
in Precinct 11, and we got to
Move the body and take it to Militech, who has no rights to
That
anything.
2000 sounded a little low, but I won't back out.
So let me make sure the political climate is well understood. Back in the 2069-2070, Militech, at influence of the NUSA, fought the unification war against NorCal and Night City, and basically said, we're going to just take over that city. And the council members were like, no, whoa, fuck that. We're going to let Arasaka come back stateside to help us stop Militech from trying to take over our country and our city. Big war happens outside, big tanks. Some of you have seen them in the games, those cool-ass looking tanks. Some of you saw them in Edge Runners too. Big fight happens outside. Nothing happens really in the city, with the exception of kind of like small little skirmishes and like clandestine shit happening, as is always the case. But after the Unification Wars are lost by Militech and the NUSA, they back the fuck out. Still have contractual kind of presence here, but are not allowed to show force in a massive scale or a noteworthy scale. Which is why she said, I can't just send my people to go handle this, because it could cause problems. Which is why they're letting Biotechnica take the lead on this, because Biotechnica has no problems. Everybody loves... Well, the general public hates Biotechnica, but most corporations and the city are like, we love Biotechnica because the only reason all these cars are still moving is because of them.
Right.
Okay.
I came here on a boat.
With
Because of all those-
Biotechnica fuel, right?
Yeah, 100% stolen, but yeah.
Yeah, paid and purchased.
Yeah, they snatched that Gravi out. They just...
He doesn't know that.
Oh, fair. He stole it from Voodoo Boys. It wasn't a big deal.
Yeah, fuck the
Oh, that's
Voodoo
fine.
Boys. Who gives a shit
They
about
bought
them?
it.
They're probably dead.
Most of them, actually, yeah.
They hopefully paid for it.
Netwatch and B beat the shit out of them.
Fair.
I could drive. You want me to drive you? I'm gonna need to go get a not boat.
Well-
I'm here on boat.
We're going back towards the Glen, aren't we?
That is one of
Isn't
the
that where
places
your
you
car
said.
is?
That's where we could start.
A little A little south down the coast, but not terribly out of the glen.
Right, that's where we need to find the sinful atoms. If we're heading out that way, maybe we can hitch a ride on your boat.
I have always wanted to take a ride on a boat.
I have seating for how many on the boat?
So yeah, I can hold up to I think 8. At
It
most.
was 8? Okay.
I'm gonna double check our notes here.
Yeah, I know we were messaging back and forth about it.
Boat party!
The boat. First, we talked about
Talking about a lot of shit.
You're very on it. I like that. Patrol boat seats 8.
Nice. We got
You
space
wouldn't-
for all of us.
You will notice now that Asaurus has 6 cans of energy drinks in a row that she's gulped down.
And
I didn't hire you.
a quick note:
Woman after my own heart.
Letty did
Impressive.
pay for the first one, so the other, you said 6 total, right? Is that right,
Yeah.
Tisha? So the other 5 would have
Her
cost
fault.
you
They kept bringing up.
50 eddies. So go ahead and mark that off your sheet.
That's fine.
10 per. They aren't cheap. Like even in current age, it's like $5-6 for a fucking energy drink.
Yeah.
But anywho,
Yeah.
that's the plan.
Happily.
Okay.
Do you want to come back to my part of town, swap out for a more proper vehicle, or do you want to try to beach dockside and just walk up to the club there? The flat.
We do not know where the sinful atoms are.
Oh, that's some
Yeah.
Nadrucker hospitality.
John, did you ever give us a icon for the flat?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's right here.
Okay. Yeah, we're not going to be able to get the boat there.
Oh, it was
But-
sinful. It was sinful that we wanted to go to first, which was
Sinful-
in this
Yeah, right
vague
there.
area.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, where's your home?
That dock just southwest of it.
Oh, this is your home.
So it
Okay.
shouldn't be more than like a 10-minute drive.
Yeah,
if we
so
can
once
find
we
it.
dock there, I think we can, after we dock there, we can drive to
Got it. Everybody get in the boat and then we hop in the hoopty.
I'd
hop in
say
the hoopty.
I would say by the time that you are leaving, yeah, it's probably closer to 6:30. So rush hour is kind of dying down, I mean, there's still going to be a bit of traffic, but not too bad. And then, yeah, not an issue. So if you kind of make your way to the boat, you'd see kind of just a younger version of the gentleman who led you to the boat, wearing kind of like a straw hat and like a loose-fitting kind of Hawaiian shirt, no undergarment underneath. Kind of sees you, and he smiles and he says, "That's a fancy group of people you got there, boss."
You talk differently than I expected.
Oh, I've already talked before. I'm trying to do a thing where I'm kind of like a Morty. Anyway,
I got it.
You do.
if you want to hop on, we'll head on back.
Oh, jeez, let's hope.
And then when you get on the boat, he kind of like
I'm
pulls
driving.
you aside, Guinea, and he says, "Captain, sent a text. I don't know if you got it." And you haven't really been paying attention to your agent, but like he shows you the text and he says,
On the job.
Where the fuck is my boat?" You didn't ask to take it. You just took it. Anyway,
Send the text. It's coming back right now.
you head on back.
Landed a job.
Make your way into Pacifica. It's a very long pier. Looks like there's a bunch of stuff on the pier, but it's like all kind of decrepit and kind of old. As everyone knows, Pacifica was once kind of a hot spot for the well-to-do. It was like a resort spot, but due to the Unification War and stuff that happened prior to that, like the bird flu and all that shit, it's pretty much just become a hovel. It's filled with gangs, most notably the Voodoo Boys, but they've kind of lost a lot of prominence in the last few months. And the Animals is another gang that's kind of prominent here. But this dock appears to be neatly held. There's a staircase and kind of like a flat, like a floating bit, that seems to have a very large ship kind of docked up next to it. Guinea pulls the boat up next to that and docks, and you can see at the top of the boat kind kind of looking down from like the keel, kind of down at you, like above the keel, kind of looking down at you, and says, "Hey, what the fuck gives? You just take the boat without it. Who the fuck are those people?"
Like, Captain.
"Oh, it's a job. Okay, fine. Fucking just tell me next time. Maybe I want to go off for a pleasure cruise or something." You
A
just
lady was in a hurry.
and a very fine damsel indeed. Anyway,
Don't embarrass me in front of my friends.
you kind of go through the process of moving to the back of the boat and unloading one of the, I'm assuming, Land Rovers.
Yes.
Yep, big old school kind of Land Rover.
I've made some adjustments to the one in particular I am taking
Dozer. This one have a dozer?
out. Yes. Plow on the front and bulletproof glass windows. The lesser of the two bulletproof glass.
Very cool, very cool. You kind of hop on board everybody. It's a comfortable enough looking vehicle. Old style seats, so kind of like a cracking leather, but very
Itch
nice
seats.
Yeah. I'll hop on and head on out. And you are driving to where?
I believe the South Glen.
Okay.
Oscarus,
Glen
you remember where this place is?
That being the case, let me go ahead and do one of these. Make you a little bigger so you're more visible on the map. All right, getting you have control. So they're asking you to go to the South Glen. If that's where you want to go, that's where you go. If not, where you head?
Well, I imagine easiest way to go about it, as we've discussed before, is head south to this intersection and then up to this bridge.
Yep, and then you can just pop off on the right there on the there's a exit ramp that kind of pops off.
Gotcha. And I guess going on Asurus sort of information, just start scanning for the place.
Yeah, so immediately what you'll kind of recognize for everyone, you're not exactly 100% certain where they hang. At this point, you're kind of close to enough data terms that the netrunners could access points to kind of get library searches going and see if you can't find any scans or logs of like activity, kind of finding out pinpointing locations. If you have local expert, you could try and roll those, or you can man on the street, get out onto the street and start asking randoms. See if you can't talk to law enforcement. Pretty good source.
Are all the
for finding
netrunners in the backseat?
gang activity. I assume it is a bunch of dorks in the back. Yeah.
That is offensive as fuck.
You guys let me know if I need to pull over.
It's 100% accurate, and I would be pinging scanner as we're driving each corner.
Okay. Yeah, you're definitely able, like at traffic stops and the like, to kind of like link into NCPD data terms. Like there's definitely points that you can kind of contact if you're just moving around in a vehicle. However, you're not going to have terribly long to do it, so I will kind of adjust a penalty. If you want to pop out of the vehicle and kind of walk over to places and check it, that's also fine. You would know, and this is a good note, if you're really looking for gang activity, the best terms would be guaranteed police terms. And the best place you could think to find a police term would be at a precinct. But, again, don't let that stop you. If you'd like to make your rolls out in the wilds, go for it.
I could pull it into an alley if you guys don't want to leave the car. It's not the most friendly portion of town, but
Sure isn't.
GJ, you're muted.
Before we go running to the cops, let me see if I recall anything about where these.
Well, you've already rolled, so you have kind of an idea of where they're at, but not precise.
Wow.
Sorry.
Wow.
You know what? It's your birthday. Go ahead and roll again.
Yay!
This was before we were even in the area.
Cool.
Okay.
19.
19.
So you actually know there's a place called the Piccadilly that is like a, sandwich shop. But they aren't at it. They're behind it. There's a back alley that kind of serves as like a service access. There's also a loading bay for the place behind it. And you know that they actually kind of like keep to there. And also with that 19, the DB was 18, by the way, you would know that the leader of the the leader of this poser gang, his name is Gomez. He's somewhere in his 50s, handsome gentleman, but fortunately not Hispanic,
Gomez was never supposed to be handsome.
not Latino, not a Latino guy. He's a white
Can
boy.
he even sword fight?
No, can't do anything. He's a
Cringe.
Poser
absolute
indeed.
poser.
Literal poser. Literal poser. Disgusting.
I hope we find him.
I hope we kill him.
I hope we get to beat him up.
Wow.
This guy.
Something
every
just
bone in his body
happened to
twice.
Elizabeth.
What?
This like triggering of like
Oh yeah.
primordial violence.
It's like
She got mad, and then I, like a
I
dog, got
literally grew up
mad.
with the 60s TV show.
all
And the comics.
Agreed.
over. Yeah,
They were so good.
I promise it gets worse. But continuing.
Oh, God.
No, why would you do this to me?
I want to know what his wife looks like.
No,
He
it's
did this on purpose.
posers are
He's single. Dun dun.
posers are the absolute
worst crime.
worst. So anyway, are you heading over to that direction?
Oh
If-
yeah, absolutely.
If so, you would see that there is this back alleyway, and you pass by it. Looks like there are a couple of. It's dark now, but there is kind of like a bright light kind of coming from across the street that kind of like floods it out. It almost makes it look like daylight. There's a 7-Eleven, which is like a small little convenience store. And then there is kind of the back alleyway. You can see kind of sitting out on the loading bay on the north side of this kind of little back alley. Two folks kind of sitting there smoking cigarettes. And it looks like one is wearing just like a really kind of large black cloak and his head is completely shaved. And it looks like he has like a bunch of white makeup on. And then the other person that he's kind of talking to is identically dressed. However, he is a much smaller individual. So it's like two. What's the name of the guy? I can't. I'm not a
Uncle
Uncle
Fester.
Fester.
Uncle Fester. That's the one. So it's like two Uncle Festers, but one's like a smaller version. It's like a 7-foot tall one and like a 5'2" one.
I don't like this.
Should I ask him for directions?
No,
Is
I
this the place?
I think we found them.
All right. So you popping out and going in, or
Yeah.
I don't know what we're supposed to be asking these people. I don't know what their connection
What's
is.
wrong with them?
The connection is that Bev,
nailed it?
who
Okay.
was killed and was
Affiliated
not part
somehow.
of, they're affiliated or trying to be affiliated with the Sinful Adams.
Why?
Sorry,
She
I
certainly dressed the part. You remember?
Bev.
She looked like Wednesday.
Wednesday.
didn't ask my correct normal question. You need to go out there and you need to ask them, why are they the way that they are?
So okay, absolutely doesn't. This absolutely doesn't require everybody to get out of the vehicle and move in, but I am going to shift you over to the battle map. Not saying that it's going to turn into a battle or anything, but kind of as
Those
I
don't look
described
like
it.
Uncle Fester.
No,
You
they
have
don't.
An Uncle Fester token?
No, they don't.
Surely this has nothing to do with battles. Battle map.
But the two that I
The
mentioned,
map of battles.
they are
Has nothing
just
to do with
using generic tokens. Sorry. But you would see that those are the two I mentioned. Looks like there's one that's sitting on the back way. You can't tell what he looks like or what his styling is. Just kind of a silhouette of a person in the background there. But as you'd like. If you'd like to all get out of the vehicle and head that way, you can. If you want to leave people in the vehicle, that's also cool. Keep it running. It's absolutely up to you how you want to proceed. But you're walking right into a back alleyway filled with gangers, so as you like.
Lenny, you tell me if you want me to stay in the car or come with you.
You can also just drive away.
Wait. No, Letty, we can't let this woman walk into that alleyway. She
Not
better.
alone.
Definitely not alone.
Oh, Letty, are you gonna come in there with us?
I suppose I should.
Do you want me to go say hello?
Well, we do need the information.
Huh.
Do I need to hire others?
No, no, Lenny, that's not what I'm saying. Okay, all right. Okay, look, we can go. We can go. We can all go.
All right.
I don't mind.
Yeah.
Look, they shave their heads. That's just weird.
They shave their heads. How
So
bad
does
could they
that
be?
guy.
It's weird. Like, it's fine.
All right.
Yeah, hell with it. I locked the car.
All right. You park.
Before
Jeez.
anyone goes, let me check. Let's at least check for any kind of physical terminals. Do you agree? Looking to the
Yeah,
other
go
runner.
from the car. I'm getting out to stretch my legs. I'm just sort of hanging out
Yeah.
at the mouth of the alley.
So you notice that the 712, the little convenience store that's kind of there on that in between. I would like for the solo to go ahead and make. Before we get into this, I would like for the solo to determine where his combat awareness points are being allocated.
How do I do that?
So if you look at your character sheet, you will note that under your roll ability, if you pop it down, there will be a couple of different options there. Do you see that?
Yep.
All right. So combat awareness, I believe is the name of the ability. Yeah, it is. So you can allocate points into different functions, and it costs so many points to do so many different things. So if you wanted to, you could switch to damage deflection, fumble recovery, initiative reaction, precision attack, spot weakness, or threat detection. To put 1 point in damage deflection, it costs 2 points. To put 1 point into fumble recovery,
Mine says inactive on fumble recovery.
oh, weird. For 4 points, you ignore critical failures. How many ranks does it say you have in?
4.
Okay. Interesting. So, I guess not an option for some reason. Initiative reaction, for each point you spend, +1 to your initiative, so you can spend up to 4 of these points. By the way, your rank is the number of points you have. Precision attack, 3 points to put into +1 attack. Spot weakness, 1 for 1, +1 to your damage rolls when attacking an armored target. And threat detection, 1 for 1, +1 to your perception checks.
Gotcha. Okay. Given that we're going into an area that I'm not too sure about, and I can't tell what the people really are wearing,
Threat detection.
I'm going to do.
Go
What is
ahead.
it?
Go ahead.
I'm going. And you said it's threat detection was perception, and initiative rolls is just my initiative into attack.
Well, initiative reaction is +1 to your initiative. Threat detection is +1 to your perception check.
Gotcha.
One of the
I'll do 4 into
and
threat detection.
You could split it too. You go 2 initiative, 2 threat.
Okay. And precision attack bonus was I needed like 3 to
points
get 1
to
in
get
there?
+1. Yep.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I'll do 2 into initiative reaction and 2 into threat detection.
Great. Solo, go ahead and make a perception check for me.
Okay. That's a 20.
You almost first don't actually realize what you're looking at when you kind of take a second gander. Up on top of that convenience store, you would see that there is a guy who's kind of sitting up on like an air conditioning box. He hops down and kind of gets into cover. You would notice that he looks like a massive pile of hair. It almost looks like a ghillie suit
What I
at
was waiting
first, but then you realize that the guy is just covered with hair, and he seems to have a rifle. Looks like an AR. You would also note out in front of the 712, there is an ADU, but from what you can tell, it's broken. It's offline. So an ADU is a defensive turret that drops down when like cop shit is required. This one doesn't look like it's functioning.
Okay. I'll let the team know about the sniper and the broken turret.
All right.
I'll be right back. Hang on 1 second.
Sure. You folks walk in like you own the place. The 2 guys who are smoking kind of flick their cigarettes aside and kind of look at you, cross their arms, looking big and tough, and like Uncle Fester.
I made you a token, John, just so you're aware.
I don't care.
There's something wrong with that
Did
token.
one with them lighting up a light bulb?
I can't possibly use that. Okay, anyway. How would you like to approach these 2?
Letty, you want to be the face?
Yeah.
Had a girl.
Lead.
You want
Hello?
us to snap for you?
No,
I don't know if the mic would pick it up.
probably not.
It's called blending in.
Yeah.
Is that what that is?
Excuse me.
Yeah.
I have a question about a I think she was a member. I'm just clearing names here.
Can we take a beat just for a second?
Yeah.
Okay, so as Letty is approaching, I think netrunners might be doing netrunny shit. So Asuras would be scanning the area for any cameras, for anything that can be any other automated stuff that might be present in the area.
Something the other two netrunners probably don't pick up on unless either of you two have quick hacks.
I
But
have short circuit, so I have
Yeah.
one.
these two have neural links. They are neural linked up, and it looks like they are on a net architecture. If you're scanning, that's what you detect. There are no physical terminals for actual like electronics, but it appears that these two have cyberware.
Okay. Got it.
So you're looking for who now? Get the fuck out of here. We don't give a shit. The other guy says, now hold on. This is the little guy talking. Now, hold on.
That's the little guy.
They might be. I mean, she's got fancy dress. Maybe she's got some cheddar with her. I don't know. And the big guy kind of bops him on the head and says, I don't give a shit. They got guns and stuff. I don't want them around here. I'm going to tell Gomez, and he'll decide. How about that? Do what you want.
Yeah,
Aren't
go
you?
get Mo.
He kind of leaves. As he kind of makes his way, kind of hops down, kind of walks around these kind of spaces here. This guy kind of gets up, kind of walks over. Looks like he's got a splip in his lips, and he is kind of dressed up like. I'm trying to think of the other character in my brain.
Pugsley.
Yeah. The kid.
Son?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's like a 40-year-old dude. But he's
Hell
dressed.
yeah.
He's dressed like the kid, like the high shorts. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh no.
And he's got a split hanging from his lips, and he's kind of looking at you like,
What have they done to you, Pugsley?
kind of. What? What are you doing here?
Asking questions?
Okay, well, get the fuck out of here. What are you, a cop?
No,
Well,
I am not.
Far
I
from
hope
it.
you are not.
yeah, get the fuck out of here, the big guy says again. And you see him kind of reaching into his coat, which the solo, I didn't mention it, but would detect that there's a large weapon under his coat. Like, it's not, his bulk is not him. There's definitely, like, either an assault rifle or an LMG in there.
No need to go for your gun now.
Who the fuck are you? And you see him kind of, like, toggle the rifle, kind of moving it out, but not, like, readying it, just kind of, like, showing the top portion of it. Go ahead and make a perception check.
21.
Yeah. So you're pretty sure that he's revealing that he has an LMG under his coat. It's a very massive assault rifle, auto fire, lots of bullets. Bad situation.
As
That's
I
nice.
have said, I just trying to clear names.
Look, we don't care. We don't know who you're talking about. And even if we did, we wouldn't say we did. Okay? Crazy ass.
Now, fellas, just let's all calm down. I'm reaching into the back collar where the pocket is. I'm pulling out a little baggie.
Okay.
The lady just wants to talk to Lurch or Gomez or whoever the hell that big guy went to talk to. Let's all calm down here. And I'm gonna sprinkle a little on my wrist, get a little something going on.
You see one of them kind of go, what do they know about Lurch and Gomez? And
You
Eventually-
are into old school media.
the little guy comes back and says, Gomez wants to meet with her. So, fuck you.
Yeah.
And-
Fuck you.
The guy says, kind of starts tucking the LMG back into his cloak. Again, not concealed. Absolutely not concealed. But, yeah. He says, alright, fine. Gestures.
I did drugs.
Just you, though.
Gonna put my drug
Just me?
points.
Yeah.
No. No. Asuras will step forward. Absolutely not.
Hand
You
goes back.
don't trust me?
Hand goes back for the LNG. As there's now kind of a kerfuffle happening. The guy, Pugsley or whatever the kid's name is, I don't remember. he kind of like reaches behind his back at the same time and kind of is holding it there, like just got his hand kind of.
Asuras would like to try to kind of engage in like a little bit of persuasion. One of you suffered a terrible fate at Seventh Hell. We're trying to get to the bottom of it and
You see big
bring some justice.
Big Uncle kind of like pull the LMG out and kind of just let the barrel kind of sit on the stone. Looking at it, pretty nice piece actually. Hold on a second while I make sure I remember which one it is.
It should be called the light bulb.
I don't get the reference.
He could
He
put
would light a
the
light bulb with his
in his mouth, and
mouth.
then it would light up.
Okay.
It's a neat party trick.
I suppose it is a Midnight Arms MA 70 HB, which is pretty heavy LMG. But yeah, he kind of like pulls it out, kind of sets it propped barrel down on the stone or on the concrete, and kind of looks at you like, you know.
While a lot of the confusion and stuff and arguing is kind of going on, Lamplighter would be kind of very slowly moving it into a position more against like this wall.
Okay.
To kind of start getting into range of the two as much as he can without looking suspicious.
You'd see the guy up top with the rifle, the AR, kind of moving his kind of barrel from person to person. You'd be able to identify this would be for both you and for Razor. He's never pointed at Letty yet. Looks like he's kind of trying to detect who's the bigger threat here.
Miss Letty, it's your call.
Tense silence.
So, they are not allowed in? Just me?
That's right.
That
That's
is
what
what you are deciding?
that's what Gomez said.
Alright. If I go, you promise to put the gun away?
You see Big Uncle kind of look at you like,
As long as they stay there?
head on in. I'll make a decision after you leave. Depends on your crew.
What's it then? Stay?
So being kind of focused, Razor, you can tell the big guy, like looking at him, just kind of focused on him. Like it's kind of like almost like a stare down, but you haven't actually made a stare down yet. You can see that like the white paint on his forehead is kind of coming down a bit. You can see that he's kind of occasionally twitching his upper lip there. You've been in a fighting situation before. You're pretty certain that he has no armor underneath that coat. If you were to pull that trigger, you'd spread him across the wall behind him without an issue.
Crazy.
If this turns to a fight, you're pretty confident in your ability to deal with these boosters. Just saying.
Posers to the core, man.
Absolute pieces of garbage, yeah.
Yeah, after like Razor gets that assumption, he'll just look at Letty and he'll be like, if you feel like you can be safe in there, then go on ahead. But if you do need help, don't be afraid to holler for it. We will come in.
The fuck
I'm
do
sure that Gomez will take good care of me.
Big Uncle says, "What the fuck do you think you're gonna do?" Kind of smiles and kind of like gestures towards the gun, like he.
You
thinks,
won't even
Can
know,
I-
buddy.
Can I don't know what kind of cyberware Letty has. So like I'm sending her messages right now like, "Hey, do you have any recording or video capability?"
Yeah.
Do you,
You do?
You have cyber
so,
optics. That's the key.
Yeah. So I have Cyber Eye with micro video.
You can.
And I
So
also
Asuris
have-
will want to like link up so that I can see what she can see.
Yeah, I also have audio
Can we do that?
recorder.
Yeah.
Okay, and I'll broadcast to Razor.
Okay. Do you want to
Wait,
broadcast?
Razor, are you? Huh? I'm
do you want to
sorry.
broadcast anybody else?
Oh, and I also have
Your
firewall.
Netrunner's
Okay,
probably
Tom,
have
you're
stuff.
you're like the other flirty netrunner, not security.
Everybody
Not
here.
both.
Everybody
You
here.
still deserve to know.
Everybody
I don't know
here
you.
is a netrunner, or is Brent, or Zach, or Elizabeth.
Well, that's what I'm saying, right? But Tom is the only one that went like this.
If I were to throw something at the group, I'm more likely than not to hit a netrunner.
You know what, Jonathan? Okay, so I'm looping in Razor and the other solo.
Cool.
So,
Wait, are you a solo?
I'm a nomad.
Oh, a nomad.
I
Excuse me.
drive.
Don't even know what's going on.
I don't even know.
All right, if you head back there,
Where are
who's
we?
here.
Yeah.
if you head back there,
Wait.
Alley,
Does he
alley
have?
full of posers.
I'm sorry. Point of order. Does the nomad have like
you know
a?
I don't. I do
You
not.
don't, so I can't loop you in
You
anyway.
can't.
So
You can't just shout it out, man.
no,
Whatever.
so it's gonna be Razor, and the other netrunners will also get a link to the feed.
come around the way.
Thank you kindly, friend.
You'd see
At
a
that point, I kind of just kind of little whisper holler over to Guinea and just kind of like motion up real quick to the guy up on the roof and everything. Give him a little whistle on
Yeah.
that one.
Fraser kind of called it out as you were approaching, so everybody's aware of that dude. But a quick note.
Post up against this wall and wait for Ms. Letty.
Yeah, and that puts you pretty much out of his sight. So as you kind of come around, Letty, you'd see that one guy kind of leading you on, the one that's there, kind of leads you up to the table. The table appears to just be like a skiff, like just a wood skiff, probably actually made by Biotechnica. It's completely not real wood, and the gentleman across the way is dressed up like Gomez from the Addams Family, except that you can tell he has very Caucasian-looking features. And I'm glad Gijo left because I know that they would have been triggered by this, but it appears that this individual has spray tanned himself to a very high regard. Yeah, absolutely the worst. Poser gangs are complete garbage.
John, would you
I
be
hate
willing to
them.
give me? Would you be willing to give me dimensions of this sort of partition wall and
You have it
the
already.
rooftop that this guy's on?
Should be
Yeah.
about 4 meters.
Like, no, how tall is
Oh,
it?
how tall? About
Guessing like 8, 10
me-
feet,
4 meters, so closer to 12.
12 feet.
And then the
And
building is
and the rooftop that
probably
the fella's on.
20
Okay.
for the section that he's on, and then the other higher section's about 30. Okay, so Gomez, this complete scum of the earth, kind of gestures towards the table. You can see that there's a couple of boxes nearby that look like they function as chairs, and he says, "Have a seat, mademoiselle."
Oh lord. I'm taking psychic damage from the link. Hold on.
all the net runners.
Yeah. Damn, that's a powerful deck crash.
Oh my god, the Reaper struck again. The Reaper was actually just a horrible human being.
Sounds accurate. She'll smile and take a seat.
You are the spitting image of I can't remember her name.
Morticia.
Morticia. I really fancy your look.
I know more about it than I realized.
You really hate the Addams Family.
I really fancy your look, he says, smiling. So, what brings a well-to-do lady like yourself into a back alley like this?
I am getting some information.
No one mentioned the stuff that happened while Shijo was gone, by the way.
Bad
Please.
spray tan.
Don't do it.
He talked mad shit about
I will
you.
be
Gio.
canceled. I will be canceled forever.
They can look at the VOD.
They won't rewatch a game they played in. They're
Wait,
not
what
even.
just happened?
No, nope. I'm not telling
Gomez
you.
doesn't fit the bill. That's it.
Gomez,
Gomez
very
is
Caucasian,
Disgusting.
but
I've definitely watched one that I've played in because you underestimate anxiety.
Zizha, he spray tans.
Don't you hate your own voice?
Oh, brown face. Nice. Classic.
He's the worst. But he also is coming on to her a little thick as well. And then says, "So what brings a beautiful lady like you into a back alley like this?"
I am trying to get the information on potentially one of your now ex-members.
Got any?
I believe her name was Bev.
Wednesday. Yeah, she hung with us, rode with us for a little while. She actually gave our friend Lurch a cool new BD game, and he's telling us that he's duping it so that we can all get copies.
Ah, so she was well liked then.
Oh yeah, yeah, great friend of the gang. She haven't seen her in a while. Been a couple of
Yes.
days, but yeah, we're really waiting for Lurch to get us those copies. He's our runner. Yes,
Good to have
Lurch.
one of those on hand.
Lurch is the runner.
Damn it, John. Why are you the way that you are?
It's because Lurch does all of the work.
Yeah, 100%.
There's no approval here. Anyways, I am sorry to say that she has since passed, and that is partly why I'm here.
You have
I
something to
didn't
do with
know
that?
if you would have any information.
Did you have something to do with that?
Absolutely not. I am trying to mend the situation.
What are you looking at doing to mend it?
I am trying to find the person responsible. As I understand it, there may have been someone behind it. Did Bev or you said Wednesday? Did she have Neuralink or cyberware of any kind?
Probably.
All right.
Most
There may
of our
be-
crew do.
Most people in Night City do if they can afford it.
Yeah.
Well, I believe that there may be a hacker, and I would rather not
I'm gonna be completely
it happen
honest.
again.
I'm gonna be completely honest, ma'am. You got a nice vibe going on, and I've half been listening to what you've been saying, but I'm gonna be completely honest. That outfit, easy money. Most of the things we see on you, crazy cash. And you just wandered back here thinking that what I was going to help you. I'm just confused. And as he says that and kind of like leans back against the wall, he hasn't sat down. You see that everybody around you, who are mostly dressed up like the Pugsley kid, kind of like start pulling out pieces and kind of holding them out, and then they all kind of raise them up and point them at you. This would happen on everybody's scans. So
Yeah.
if you're moving into action now, I will say that Big Uncle has put his gun away, but it does look like he's kind of like looking over in that direction. His stuff is about to go in, and about the time everybody starts drawing their pieces, he's kind of moving towards his. So if we're starting a response, I need to know how that's going to work.
We're just gonna draw his katana and go after that guy.
Okay, so then we are starting a combat there. Then what we're going to do is murder the fuck out of these people.
Honestly, with the way that they've been described,
It's for the best.
probably for the best.
We're doing Night City a favor right now.
We're doing me a favor.
We're doing everybody that's ever met these people a favor.
Community service. We're cleaning up trash in an alley.
Yeah, I'm
Yep.
assuming on top of the actual fee that we're getting for the job, if it's, like we're just going to get bounties directly deposited, like hundreds of thousands of eddies for each one of these people we kill.
Night
Alright.
City
And this is
heroes.
hours off of our community service. This is going to be great.
So the way I typically roll with a gang like this is the leader goes on one initiative, and then the gangers go 8 after him. So they'll be going on 5. Everybody else roll initiative?
It's
Second
it's
to find.
Mine's a 15. Does that have a +2 to it?
no. I forget it didn't click. Sorry.
Step 1, where
Roll
is
it.
initiative on this sheet?
Top.
Very,
Right
very
up
low
top
the
of
button.
top.
character name.
I'm looking for a number, and it's a giant. Okay.
It's
Yep,
a big
you
old
just-
button. Looks like a health bar.
Just hit the bar.
bunch of net runners in
Man,
the
I
fucking
did
park.
poorly. I did so poorly.
Not as bad as me.
I did drugs for this, and I did poorly.
We're like the
Should have done more
mayor's-
drugs.
It only makes it last longer.
You're still going before me.
It's
Everybody
like we're the
roll?
mayor's anti-cringe task force.
Yeah.
Everybody rolled?
I
Okay.
think so.
Lamplighter, you're first. Did you draw a piece? I don't remember you saying so, but just a quick question, did you?
Oh yeah, so I have a heavy pistol.
Okay. Alright, well, it definitely, based on the hollow, looks like she's about to get thrown down on. In all honesty, it doesn't look like they're actually going to shoot her. It looks like they're trying to muscle her, so the fight hasn't technically started. But based on what Brent said, that's why the combat music started.
Well, like they're gonna rob her and then let her go?
Yeah. Again, that
I mean,
suit,
they are pretty stupid.
that suit is worth more than you people have made on a job ever. I don't think you understand what I'm saying there.
No, I understand, but it's like if they're gonna remove that suit off of her body, they're not gonna let her go
Why not?
because she's a witness.
Okay, what is she going to
They
do? Call
aren't
the
that
police?
smart.
She's
No, but
Italian,
police
no.
don't give a shit.
She's Italian. No, but she's a corpo. She might
Jesus.
tell the police.
They don't know that. Are you telling them that you're a corpo? Are you trying to use that as swagger?
I haven't.
Because that conversation hasn't happened yet.
Yeah.
You're making a lot of assumptions, Shijo. The only thing that's currently happening is
I'm
I'm
just
pointing
saying.
guns at
I
the
think
pretty
in
lady.
Night City, I would expect that if they're gonna rob her, that they're also gonna kill her.
Oh, perhaps, and other
It's Night
horrible
City.
stuff too, possibly, but they're a poser gang. Poser gangs don't really do, like, crazy ill shit if
Rhymes.
the people that they follow didn't do ill shit. Poser
Not
gangs are
being
actually the
very
nicer of the
gentlemanly
gangs.
Gomez.
He's being very gentlemanly. He offers
Is he?
to...
He's threatening. I don't.
Don't start with me. We're going to the
That is
initiative.
not
Lamp-
gentlemanly.
You know who should
What
be...
in the
Only
Andrew
person-
Tate, Jonathan?
The only person who should be
Don't-
talking. The only
I'm
person...
gonna-
Listen, birthday. No.
I'm gonna call the Romanian police right now.
And I don't think you caught that. That was very subtle. Birthday. That was very funny. I want
Oh,
props for
birthday.
that.
That was good.
Moving on.
Okay.
Lamplighter. Only person. Go.
You did say that there was absolutely no jackable spots
Correct.
from the scans.
They don't have a
Okay.
net architecture. There's really
Yep.
no purpose for a net runner here, with the exception of quick hacks.
Yep. So, well, I mean, like I said, I do have my hand on gun.
You can
I
use
want-
it, or you can just not. You can ready an action.
No, I'm gonna just kind of like ready. Actually, just hand is on the gun. It's behind me, in my holster. So.
Well, if it's in the
Very
holster,
ready,
you haven't
tucked
drawn it.
down.
Quick note: did you draw the gun or not? That's very important because it's an action to skin that smoke wagon.
I would say I hadn't drawn it.
Okay, then if you want to use your action to let it loose, that'd be fine.
Okay, yeah, we'll do
So
that
you,
then.
you keep it behind you, but just kind of like slip it out,
Yep.
kind of like hold it down.
Nice little slow controlled.
Okay,
Pull it out. Just kind of keep it concealed.
Razor, you said you were moving up and attacking. That's the
Yep.
guy with the big gun.
Biggest threat to the rest of my party.
All right. Are you jumping up after him, or are you just moving into that kind of space near him?
Oh, is he on elevated ground? Gotcha.
Yeah,
How
Took
big
me a
of a
second to
jump would it be?
not massive.
Okay, yeah, I'll jump up after him.
Okay, so you'd be kind of like right behind him. That's cool. And we'll go ahead and shift him onto an actual space. Okay,
Alright, yeah.
your attack.
Yeah, I'll attack with my sword.
He'll evade or attempt to. Go ahead and make your melee weapon attack.
Oh, I rolled really bad.
That's pretty bad. That's your first attack rate of fire 2
I-
on melee weapons.
Why is your sword
doesn't-
0+0?
Yeah.
Your stats aren't on there.
Nope, hold on. Where is
That was a very good roll. That's what it was.
Razor?
Oh yeah.
And we are on melee weapon. We're gonna hit edit.
Not the best damage roll, but you
Oh, I see.
should have hit him.
It's in the attack characteristic for the weapon. You changed it already? Good. Or weapon skill, sorry. You did not change it. Edit. Melee, weapon type, weapon skill is melee weapon. Cool. You should be set, but what is your bonus to melee weapon is 14, and you rolled a 9, so that'll be more than you think it is. 9 plus 14 is a number.
23.
That's what I wanted to hear, because I hate math. I'm going to go ahead and roll evasion with my punk. Yeah, so go ahead and make your second attack.
I hit clear on my thing because I forgot you had it in edit mode.
What did you do?
I went to hit attack, but you have it in edit mode, and I forgot to take it out of edit mode, and I hit clear, and it cleared it.
Oh no.
Huh. Hold on a second.
Sorry, guys.
I clicked out of edit mode. That's really weird that it did that. It was just a heavy weapon, right?
Yeah, it's just a heavy katana.
Heavy...
Drawing a weapon is an action?
Yep.
Really?
All right. So that new melee weapon should work. Edit
22.
22 and 23. Okay, so then I'm going to go back to my character sheet and evade the second one. Nope. So go ahead and roll damage, and because
It's
of this,
14 damage. It rolled it already.
you got
And 7 on the first one.
Okay. So you actually cut him down without issue. He falls to the ground bleeding as you kind of quickly lance up, as you kind of hop over, and then as you're coming down and landing, slashing down across his back, he kind of falls over the railing. His light machine gun kind of flops out of his coat on the ground right at your feet.
Alright.
So that's it for your turn. Asuras, you see this very deft, quick stroke from Razor. It looks like his attention's turning towards the other guy, who was the Pugsley with the pistol across the way from you.
All right. So I think we're past the point of no return. Is this guy visible to me?
Sorry, I
Stowing
dropped
a held
something.
weapon requires it, but loosing it doesn't? Huh.
So grabbing an easily accessible weapon?
Easily accessible is the key. So the one that's on Lamplighter would not have been. It's on his back, hidden behind a coat.
Got it.
So concealed. Yeah, good point. So the katana would have been drawable because it's probably on his back, easy enough. But yeah, most people don't keep their weapons kind of brandished or visible. If you've got like a 6-shooter on your belt, that's fine. But yeah, cool. Good note though. It's not like old Cyberpunk. Gotta keep that in mind. Asura, sorry, continue.
Is this
About 20 feet
sniper
up.
visible?
Yeah,
Is he visible to me?
He's been pointed out. Yep.
Okay. Does he have? Do I detect?
So your scan
He's
would
got
have
cyberware.
Your scan would have told you that they all have Neuralink and Cyber Eyes and targeting scopes, and they're all
Okay.
connected to the same net architecture.
Okay. Can I? So I guess quick hacks are kind of new to me. So I'm gonna. Can I do a breach?
Not on him, no. Breach is for. Let me double check. Hold on. So
Okay, breach protocol.
those who are watching at home, I've developed quick hacks for Cyberpunk Red. We're playtesting them now.
Woo!
Yeah, we're learning. Everybody's learning here.
Quick hacks. Breach protocol. So breach protocol allows you to target a net architecture. You know that they're connected to the net architecture. You do not have access to that net architecture. So no, you cannot breach protocol him to get into his net architecture. Does that make sense?
Okay.
So you're not within a close enough distance to breach protocol the neta. You're close enough to mess with him with quick hacks.
Okay, got it. So in that case, I'm gonna try to short circuit.
Okay. So short circuit. It's one action. Lasts for 3 rounds. And it is a meat action to use a quick hack. You're targeting his Neuralink, or he doesn't have Cyberlink. So his Neuralink. And go ahead and roll an interface. DD is 6.
Okay. Oh, my sheet's being real fucking weird. Sorry, 1 second.
No worries.
Roll interface.
DV is 6, I said.
9.
Okay, so yeah, short circuit goes off without a hitch. At the start of the target's turn, it deals 1d6 damage direct to the target. The damage is halved if the target has EMP threading fashionware. He does not. And the damage is doubled if you were a drone, mech, or robot. It'll last for 3 turns, and it takes 10 turns for this quick hack to cool down, which means you cannot short circuit during that cooldown period. Understood?
Yeah.
Cool. Do you want to move at all?
Yeah. Let me get flat up against this building here.
Kind of slam it next to Guinea.
Next to Guinea.
All right, good. Okay, X, you're up.
So another question about quick hacks, because I have the same one.
They can be targeted by multiple hackers, yeah.
Well, I was also wondering if I can, since we're linked up with Letty to see what's going on there, can I short circuit Gomez?
No, you do not have an operational function to quick hack from her.
Okay.
She does not have the
Cool
hardware.
idea, though.
Okay. But multiple could be on that one, but I will try the quick hack. Gino hit the one up top, the
Yep.
hair dude, right? Okay. I'll just hit the one that's over here with the same quick hack.
Pugsley number 1. You got it.
Okay. 1 of 12, and it's just an interface roll.
Yep, DV is 6.
So where is interface?
Should be in the center there. Hold on.
It's under roles.
Bear with me.
You have statistics, skills, roles, Netrunner interface.
Oh, I
and then
see.
the buttons there.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, I had it in edit mode. That's what it was.
Roll interface.
With no bonus, I'm
No bonus.
assuming. Okay.
Yep, so you short circuit him as well. And I'll go ahead and, for fun's sake, I'm going to put a blue pip on them to notate that. Okay.
That is fun.
All right. So
I don't know what short circuit means, but that's fun.
Gomez will go. No shots have been fired, so he, because of the kind of middle barricade section, which is kind of like their storage space, really, is not privy to the fact that shit's going down on the opposite side. So he kind of has his turn, kind of looking at Letty, and I assume through the hollow you'd be aware of what they're doing, as they are aware of what's going on your side. And he says, so what's it going to be? Drop the skirt, drop the suit, drop all your cash, leave it here on the table, we'll let you walk in your skivvies, or we start popping off.
You do not treat women that way. I see. I do not do a walk of shame.
You hear a ah from the guy up on top, and that's when they kind of like, huh? Guinea, you're up next. Again, these are like 3-second bursts, by the way. Turn away.
Gotcha. Climbing is movement. It's just like difficult terrain.
Yeah. Have.
So this is 12 meters high. I have a move of 7. I can get up on top of this.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to pull a grenade out of my pocket. Just so you know, this is a smoke grenade. I can't throw it since I just grabbed it out of the jacket pocket. I'm assuming that's not.
Yeah, it's not easily accessible.
Ready.
If you have like a
I'm crazy, and I'll kill every man in this alleyway if you don't touch that woman.
Okay. I'm gonna allow for you to. I think. You can make a you can make a persuasion
crazy roll.
Persuasion?
Yeah. Interrogation is not, or intimidate is not really a thing.
Yeah.
But I definitely set a very high DV.
Oh, I've got a pretty good cool. 12.
They definitely seem to just kind of like do one of these.
That's what I was going for.
All right, Letty, you are up. If you are packing, I assume it's neatly like available.
Yeah.
On your suit. Corpo suits are kind of built for this purpose. If you've ever seen a John Wick film.
Yeah. she'll just slip out her heavy pistol and point it at Gomez and be like, I would rather us just part ways, just like this.
Okay.
No harm to you, no harm to me. We leave. Your gang, they
So in response,
go on their own.
because they're not really paying attention to this kind of thing, it's just you and Gomez kind of locked in this moment. If you'd like to use your action to ready a shot at him, you can. Is that what you want to do? If he doesn't play ball?
Yeah.
Okay. So the gangers aren't really focused on you, they're focused on this asshole. And they're all going to take shots at him. But at the start of this guy's
Happy
turn,
to do it.
roll a d6, Jisho.
What?
Roll a d6.
Oh.
And Tom, you're on deck as well with the d6 rolling.
4.
Cool. Cool. So the two that kind of like short circuit, you see kind of like sparks fly from their interfaces, the interface plugs, and they're kind of like slightly annoyed by that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guys are shooting up at you.
I evade to
Guinea.
the best of my ability.
Do you have reflexes of 8 or better?
Yes.
Then you can evade. So for the first, they're all going to be shooting very heavy pistols at you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So go ahead and make 7 evasion rolls, and then I'll drop.
Evasion is fighting?
It is
Got
in
it.
fighting. Yeah.
7, you said?
7 of them. Yep. Now we've
Doing
got
awful well up here, guys.
we've got that locked in. We're gonna go ahead and throw a bunch of these here. Hold on.
I
I just
believe
need to
you.
make sure.
Call them out. I'll tell you.
Yeah, hold on. I just want to make sure that the skills are set right, because yeah, they sometimes will kind of goof and make gangers cooler than they actually are. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't
None of
think
those.
Not a 1.
any of them
I
hit.
was gonna be more than happy to take care of your eddies and your bag of coke.
So-
Not a
No problem.
single one of those.
How many of them were red rolls?
Red attack rolls?
Yeah.
For them, 1,
3 of them.
3 of them.
3, yeah.
So those 3, you see them
The
kind of
second, third, and fourth.
got it. So you would see that they actually kind of raise their weapons and pull the trigger, and you actually see like the charge burst out, but nothing kind of comes out. There's no bang. It's just kind of like a pop on the side, and they kind of look down at their gun and start kind of like finagling at the slides as they have effectively cooked off their ammunition and it kind of wedged in their barrel. They're going to need to clear their weapons on their next turn as an action. And all the other shots kind of shoot high or kind of hit not anywhere near you. Pugsley's going to point his gun at the katana wielder and shoot him. Do you have a reflex of 6 or higher?
Yeah, I got an 8.
Okay, go ahead and make an evasion roll if you're wanting to dodge it.
I got a 12. Oh no.
Okay. And he will take a shot. 13 will hit a 12, so you'll take 13 damage to the chest. What's your SP value on your chest? Under armor?
11.
Okay, so you're going to take 2 damage on your HP, and then your SP on your chest is going to drop by 1 down to a 10.
Oh, and then it's like a permanent drop.
Yeah, you're going to have to get that repaired.
Okay, got it.
Okay, and then the guy up top with the assault rifle is also going to shoot at the guy with the sword because holy shit. That was an insanely clean double cut. Go ahead and make a evasion roll if you're wanting to dodge it.
18.
Okay. He is stupid, for sure.
Okay.
So he's going to full auto that.
14.
So you beat that. You watch him just dump like a third of the clip down range at the wall behind you as you're moving. Okay, done with all my goons. Lamplighter, you're up.
Yep. So I'm actually going to take aim and fire at the dude up here, kind of
Okay.
on that ledge, with my heavy pistol.
This guy here?
Yeah.
Okay. Take the shot.
Sorry.
You are currently out 14 meters. Okay, yeah, that's going to hit. 14 meters needed a 20, but yeah, nailed it. So 7 damage. Bad cat. Why would you do it? Why would you do a bad thing? Okay.
They're not learning from that perfect little angel in Michael's lap.
Yeah, apparently not. So
Yeah.
7 damage to
Might as
the
well bad
chest.
cat.
All right, he takes the shot to the chest. It looks like he's still standing, but you definitely seriously injured him with that one. That'll put him at half health. All right, good.
And I want to.
Sorry, is that a very heavy or a regular heavy?
It's a regular heavy.
Second shot. Rate of fire 2.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, 14 will miss on that one.
Okay.
Unless, yeah, that'll miss. But pro tip, handguns best when kind of tight in close range. And then you were going to move?
Yep. I'll be moving up to
Okay.
here.
While that's happening, you kind of duck behind cover, I'm assuming?
Yep.
Cool. Razor, you're up.
Okay. Question: is this like similar to D&D where I can split my attacks with my sword? Or
Absolutely, yeah.
okay, perfect. I'm gonna go up and swing at this guy.
Even if it wasn't a house rule, so it was. Because that's just
No,
right.
it does say so in the rules. If you have two weapons that are both two rate of fire, if you have a pistol and a melee weapon, you can use one from each, and split it up however you want in movement.
And if you have a
I
rate
was
of...
surprised to see they put
you-
that into words as eloquently as they did.
Because they do kind of pop all over the place. But
This book.
if you have a rate of fire 1 and a rate of fire 2, you can shoot the rate of fire 1 and once from the rate of fire 2 weapon.
Oh.
Yeah. And if you have a rate of fire 3 weapon, and so on. So you always have a rate of fire of your highest, but you can never opt to shoot the rate of fire that's the lowest more than it can be fired due to its rate of fire. Anyway.
I got a 22 to hit on that guy.
Oh, yeah, let's see. He's going to try and evade it because he has no option but to set the DC. And his evasion roll is garbage. Okay.
13 slashing damage.
13. You didn't go for the head, so you just kind of quick strike him across the chest. You watch as it kind of cleaves through him, and you can actually hear the popping of the sinew and bone of his ribcage just popping open as he flies backwards.
And then I have movement of double my move.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so I have 8, so it'd be 16, so I have enough to go to this guy, right?
Well, you have an 8, so it'll be a total of 8 squares. Yeah. Just keep it
So
simple.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, okay, I have enough to go swing at
More
him.
than enough.
I'll go over here and swing at him. Oh, that's pretty low roll. 16.
Well, let's see if I can dodge it. Not today.
You can't.
5 damage. I rolled 2 1s.
All right. Pro tip, just a heads up. They're rolling really bad on their evasion rolls. If you want to, you can call aim shot rather, to the head. You take a penalty to your attack roll of 8, but if you still hit that DV, any damage that gets through the armor on their head doubles.
Okay, gotcha.
So high kind of like situation, but you're even with that roll, gladly beating that result. So you might as well just start taking heads. Razor done. Asuras, you're up. And this is turn 1 of the cooldown for you.
Got it. Okay, let's move. I think I can get here.
Okay.
Can I see him here in front of me?
This guy here? Yeah.
This partition, does it kind of like slope down?
Yeah.
Is that what I'm saying?
Yeah, it kind of slopes down. That last bit there, it's probably about like 8 feet off the ground, and it's kind of like
I was going to say it looks like a dumpster.
It's not. It's kind of like a lean-to, but it doesn't go all the way down to the ground. It kind of like sits on some poles, so you're actually like looking under it.
Okay, so can I draw? So drawing my weapon out of its holster will cost me an action.
Depends. How do you typically keep your weapon holsters? Is it concealed, or is it kind of just on the hip?
I mean, on the
You're not-
hip.
you're not-
I mean, it's like inside
not-
my coat.
If it's hidden, concealed, it's not readily accessible, so you'll need to action
Okay.
pull it.
All right, I use my action to
Yeah.
take out my gun.
But if you just got it like right on the hip, ready to go, that's easy peasy. But if it's concealed, you don't want people to know you have it. That's different.
I mean, I
Do
don't
you
know.
give a
I
shit?
mean, it. Like, I don't think it's like like I'm not trying
Well,
to conceal
actually,
it.
I'm going to solve it
but I
for
have a
you.
big
You
coat.
mentioned it earlier. It's not out.
Oh, it's not concealed.
Yeah,
It was showing.
It was
You're
revealed.
right.
So go
Okay.
ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say when you described the character, you
You
described a
described it as
pink gun.
being like tucked
Yeah.
in your belt.
So that
You're right. Okay.
great description that helps you here. Bam, the gun's out, and you're shooting that guy. It's a very heavy
Let
pistol.
us let us
ROF1.
shoot. We draw our Good Night Meow Meow branded Nova Model 757 City Hunter. And I can fire twice.
It's Diva's gun.
Do that.
Ah, cool.
It's
Anyways,
a little laser.
You can fire once. It's a very heavy.
No, it's a standard heavy.
Is it a standard
But it
heavy?
is-
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Yeah. Second. Hold on.
I have ROF 2.
Yep.
So that's 8 meters, 15 DV.
Yeah.
Beat the hell
I
out of it.
rolled a 22.
That hits. Second shot. Oh, not needed.
Okay.
Yeah, you kill him with a single shot. There's a guy behind him, a little bit distance away.
Can I see him?
Not that one. But the one straight back.
Him.
A little bit further away, but yeah.
All right, let's try.
19
Ugh.
will miss. So you kind of like hit that recoil and then pop it low and shoot. It hits that wall instead. So a nice little kind of like concrete effect. All right.
Oh wait, hold on. When I miss a shot by 4 or less, did I miss by 4 or less?
Yeah, you missed by 2 technically.
Okay. When using my weapon's single shot fire mode, your missed shot immediately has a second chance.
Yep.
The second chance
That
to
was a
hit is
single shot.
what?
I
Whenever
don't
you
mean to interrupt you. I thought you said
single
shot.
shot firing mode, your rate of firing too.
So I can't use this.
Correct. However, this is a smart weapon, right?
Mhm.
So the ammo will not discharge. So smart guns, when they shoot and miss, you don't lose ammo for it. When you shoot
Okay,
and
cool.
hit, you lose ammo.
Got it.
All right, Asuras, you're done. X, you're up.
I will move. I'm not sure how far I can move and pull out my gun, which was concealed. So that'll be the sum total of what I'm probably doing this turn.
Your movement's 6, so you can move 6 spaces.
Okay. Can I move diagonally, or is it?
There's no
Like-
no restrictions. You can any number of square or any squares, no matter the angles.
Okay.
Keeping close to that cover, right?
Yeah.
Cool. It'll go to Gomez, who is going for his weapon. His is concealed, but you can tell he's going for it. Or no, he had it drawn. He already drew it.
Yeah, he had already.
He's taking a shot, but you had it ready to shoot him. Do you want to shoot him in the chest or the face?
We're gonna go for the face.
All right, so -8 to your roll. Go ahead and make a gun attack.
We got this. Damn.
Your weapon is standard, so it will not misfire. No jam. He is going to shoot his pistol at you. 17. Do you have reflex to 8 or higher?
Let me look at that. I don't think so. Nope.
Okay, so he is going to hit you. Due to the point blank nature, you're going to take 10 to the chest. What's your SP on your chest?
11.
Okay, so you will take no damage, but your armor will ablate twice.
Twice. Okay.
All right. Bodyguard, Gomez is done. Guinea, you are up. Literally.
Hey.
Letty just got shot. It doesn't look like anybody else is looking at her besides the guy who just shot her. Everybody else is looking at you.
What's the height from this point over here?
I'd say it kind of drops down like maybe a foot or two as it kind of tears down. It ends at about an 8-foot height. It started at about a 12-foot height.
Okay. Would dropping count into movement?
No.
Okay.
If you drop from higher than 10 feet, yeah, but...
I saw the dropping higher from 10 feet. I'm just trying to make sense of it as I go.
But you're able to rush down, drop down, and land next to Letty. That's fine. I'm okay with that. That's dramatic as fuck. I love it. Do it.
Yeah, I'm gonna drop here, right next to her. I'm going to dump a couple of martial arts onto this goon here.
Go for it.
20 and a 13.
Okay. So I like to think you kind of slide down the metal.
Yeah, I Fred Flintstone it.
Yeah, and then as you kind of come down, you kind of roll over your top portion, bringing down an axe kick onto the guy. He will attempt to evade. He does not. And then he will attempt to evade. He does evade the second one. Give me the damage on the first strike.
That is 3d6. 15.
You seriously injure him with that one. Like you come down and you can actually hear bone crack on like the shoulder and the leg. The damage was not high enough to give him a critical injury as well, though.
I'd noticed there's not any d6s.
More than fair, but he's seriously injured. And then as you kind of like land on your foot, you kind of use that same foot spinning around to kind of snap kick him in the face, but he kind of like drops a little bit further than you were expecting him to. So it's just kind of right over top. All right.
Do I have any movement available to me?
You haven't moved that much. What's your speed? 4. Yeah, you're done.
7. Okay.
Yeah, you got a movement of 4, so you would have only been able to move 4.
I have a movement of 7.
Why does it say you have a 4? Oh, luck. I'm dumb. I'm dumb. I'm a dumb person. You have a luck of 4. You have a movement of 7. Yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You have 2 more.
I'm getting in front, in between Letty and
kind of hop up on
here.
the table and kind of like standing there. Cool. Okay, Letty.
That's my bread and butter you're fucking with.
Don't mess with my money. The guy next to you is pretty fucked up. Gomez now has kind of something in between him cover-wise. Yeah. Muted.
Fair enough. We'll turn to the guy next to us and just shoot
Blast
him instead.
Okay. That will hit him, and that will kill him. You still have a second shot as you kind of blast him out. And you still have movement as well. It looks like cover-wise, if you just stay where you're at, you'll still have these guys on your side, and this guy over here.
I didn't even see that guy at the bottom.
Yeah.
The player icons on the bottom of the screen.
I think I'll...
That's why I minimize them.
Here, kind of...
Just kicking his body as you kind of step over it.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
And then you said I had a second shot?
Yeah, rate of fire 2 for a heavy pistol.
Alright. I will take a second shot at that guy.
Okay. That'll hit.
16.
And that will seriously injure him.
Alright.
Alright, and as you kind of like smashes against the wall, you can see like a bright red stain kind of fly behind him, and he kind of like is holding his pistol a little bit like as if it were heavier. But yeah, it does look like his attention's focused on you. And then just because this is first time, pro tip, first time for a while, pro tip, go ahead and move here and drop back so you have one guy looking at you. Yeah, nobody else can shoot at you.
Oh, okay. Well, I was kind of aiming for like...
Well, the 3 guys nearest to her...
Yeah, that's okay. I'm okay
Other than Gomez, the other 3 guys nearest to her don't have a shot.
Yeah, you're basically moving, dropping back behind the table and kind of keeping low so that like they can't shoot directly at you. I love it. All right, the boosters. The one that definitely has a line on you is going to try and shoot you.
I thought his gun was jammed.
Yeah.
It is. So he kind of like...
By the way,
click.
5 damage.
Oh, yeah, thank you. And then, Tom, I need your damage for
His is dead.
Yeah, the one I short-circuited died. I mean, I'll do bonus damage to his dead-ass body if you want.
His body just...
Do it.
It starts spasming. It just starts spasming.
Yeah, that's right. There.
Like a frog.
His corpse takes 3 more damage.
So the guy kind of raises his gun up angrily and like remembers his problem, and you see him kind of pull back the slide and kind of like you see this kind of hot piece of metal kind of fly out. And as he does so, he kind of drops the clip, looks at it, slams it back in, rechambers the next round. He is not shooting this turn. His whole turn was spent doing that. The 3 in the back corner, looking at the situation, are desperate. This guy here throws his gun aside, kind of just rushes over to the guy with the katana. As he's doing so, you see him kind of like throw his hands out to the side, and his fingers extend outwards into Ripper claws. He then rushes forward and kind of seizes to try and attack you. Go ahead and make 2 evasion rolls. Never mind. You kind of see the claws and kind of like spin the blades back, kind of catching the blades of his hand to the side, and then kind of move the sword this way, which causes him to kind of pull back as he was trying to kind of lash in at you. The other 2, who still have their weaponry, are going to kind of move and form up and shoot at you. Razor.
Gotcha.
Bang, bang. One of them jams. And 14 evasion dodged it. So you're like, huh, and then you kind of like look to the side. You see the bullet flying, and you're just like, and it goes. Yeah, the assault rifle guy is gonna shoot at. Looks like Lamplighter is the only person I really got a beat on from here. No, I've got Razor, and he's the problem. So. Assault rifle. I'm gonna go auto fire again. Just full auto in. 12 is going to hit.
I rolled really bad. Sad.
Yeah, that's real bad. 11 minus 6 is... Wait, hold on. Let's do the math. 5. Yep. Okay. So I beat it by 3, and I rolled a 6. So 6 times 3 is 18 to the chest.
Where's the
Okay.
guy with the assault rifle?
Up top.
On the roof right here.
You shouldn't have tried to dodge.
Sometimes you don't have to, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Just gauge out
That's
their
fine.
range. But yeah.
Yeah. So my armor jack is a 10 now, so it goes down.
You're going to take 8 damage, and then your armor jack going to drop by 1, so it'll be a 9. And I didn't get double 6s, so you don't take any extra effects. Boosters are done. Lamplighter, you're up. The assault rifle seems to be an issue.
Yeah.
And he's kind of popped up, so like it's just a big mound of hair that's kind of like leaning way out over the thing. Very clearly visible.
So it looks like since this is like kind of all multi-leveled over here, if I were to be about right here, would I be able to see straight up at him still?
You can see straight up at him now. If you move up, yeah, I would say as long as you're one space out from the walls, you can see him.
One space away from the walls, okay.
Yeah. So I'd say the closest you could get with still being able to shoot him would be like kind of this line.
Gotcha. Well, in that case, I will actually kind of stay from where I am, and I'm just gonna go ahead and shoot at the guy.
Now he's up a bit, so we're gonna do some gauging. I said he was up 20 feet, which would be a total of
6 meters.
6
Did you mean
meters.
20 meters?
No. 20 feet. So it should be
The
12.
roof?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's only about a story, a little higher than a story.
I thought you said 12 meters high was the partition.
No. Partition's 12 feet.
I would have gotten
I'm
way more distance. Everything's good.
I'm so sorry.
Everything's in meters, and it's...
Yeah, and my brain is still like fluctuating on.
I understand.
Okay,
You're good.
I'll get European here soon.
Nothing's wrong.
But Lamplighter, if you want to, you can. If you're moving for cover, I would suggest moving up, taking the shot from there, and then popping into cover, so you're closer. You'll only be firing up 6 meters, and you want to be tight for the pistol fire.
Yeah. So that's what I'll go ahead and do.
All right, go ahead and roll it. And if you're doing it twice, do it twice. All right, first one will hit. Second one will miss. All right, and 9 damage. You hit him. He staggers. It does look like he is wearing armor, though, based on his reaction. Not heavy armor, though. It looks like Kevlar, probably. And then you'll pop into cover. Okay, Razor, you're up.
I'm gonna swing on the guy that's next to me first.
Yep.
Oh, I have to call shot. I forgot.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll let it slide this time. This one time. So he's going to try to evade. 23 is the number that you rolled.
Yep.
Beats it by 8. You take to the head, 14 damage. Tell me how it happens.
I just cut his head off.
Clean cut. Just...
And then I'm trying to decide if I want to go for the boss. I'll go for the 2 people over here. They shot me already.
Yeah.
I'll swing on the first one. A headshot, hopefully. Oh, I missed mega hard.
Well, we don't know that yet. Okay, yeah, you do. Okay. He kind of like moves aside and kind of like brings up his pistol, kind of catches it with the barrel, kind of knocks your blade aside. Nice large sparks fly from the carbon fiber. All right, Razor done. Asuras, you're up.
We're gonna move here, and this is gonna be on this dude in the chest.
Oh, he cleared his weapon during the last turn. Sorry. Okay, go ahead. All right, that'll
That's
hit.
20 for 10.
Okay.
Is he dead?
He is not dead. He does look like he's seriously injured, similar to the last guy who got shot in a corner. Kind of slams against it. That second one will do a beat of damage there. He's still alive, but hanging over to your leg.
Okay, I will duck down here.
Boom, boom, shift and then slide behind the table. X, you're up.
What's the best spot that I can actually get to on trying to shoot this dude up here still?
Take a step or two away from that wall.
I would say that if you're wanting to do it and make it cool,
Mhm.
You have a movement of 5. 1,
Sure.
2, 3, 4, 5. You kind of pop out here and then power slide to cover.
Okay.
Kind of just run across the partition or the landing there, slide underneath the railing and land on the other side.
Gonna be probably not great with my heavy pistol, but I'm gonna give it a shot.
One shot. 10 will miss.
No.
Yeah, kind of.
It's a regular heavy pistol.
Oh, it's a regular. You get a second shot.
I'm just here for hacking, guys.
Center reliability. So yeah, it doesn't jam. You kind of slide into position and hold. Cool. It goes to Gomez, who, in the situation, seeing you kind of like throwing out the martial arts, will
Forgot.
kind of holding his gun. He kind of walks his hands to the side in a karate stance, and then kind of jumps kind of forward with like a kick towards your legs. Go ahead and make an evasion roll.
17.
And yeah, he's going to miss. What you'll know, kind of being a savvy pirate, is that when he throws that kick, it's very telegraphed, very kind of almost robotic. You would actually know that he's not a martial artist, but he has chipware that makes
He's got
him
chips.
one. All right, bodyguard swing and a miss. Guinea, you're up.
Poser and a slacker.
The poser and the slacker. Yep, didn't put the work in.
The lady wanted to talk to him.
And you're going to do what?
Grab him.
Okay.
This is a brawling.
Uh-huh.
17.
And I roll brawling to contest. And you have a hold of him.
The lady asked you questions, didn't she?
If you'd like, you can make a separate brawling, because it's rate of fire 2, I believe, to throw his gun away.
I think grab makes it a single, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, that's right. Sorry. Yep, you're right.
If I wanted to take his weapon, I could grab it and throw it, but I'm grabbing the guy.
Okay, you have the guy. Letty, you're up.
So he and I both have -2s.
Correct.
Okay.
Shoot that guy in the corner.
Yep.
That'll kill him. And then if you're feeling saucy, you can pop out of cover and shoot. You can drop back into cover afterwards.
Yeah. I was thinking about going like here-ish, and then Guinea's holding him, right?
Yep.
Yes, ma'am.
Doing a nice little pistol to the head for
Go ahead and make a melee weapon roll.
a melee weapon roll.
Yeah, if you go to fighting, it'll be one of the skills there.
I think she's pointing the gun at him, not pistol whipping him.
It sounded like you were pistol whipping him.
No.
Oh. Sorry, pointing the gun at him. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
She's making a threat.
Got it.
I'm saying I'm taking a I'm taking a headshot, a direct headshot.
Oh, you're
Oh,
shooting
you're
him.
just shooting the guy?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck yeah, let's go. So he had...
Fuck him up.
Simple shooting him.
Great, go ahead. Take the shot.
18.
So he currently has a -2, so... 18 to the head will miss. Actually, no. Hold on.
Maybe a 10.
Yes.
What's his?
Yeah, he doesn't have the reflex to dodge it.
Well, it'd be a -8 since it's a called shot, right?
Yeah, so she rolled a 10.
I rolled 18.
No, I know. You have a -8 to it because you made a call shot to
Oh,
the
that's
head.
right. Headshot.
And then he currently has a DV of 13 to hit him because he can't dodge. So
Right.
you kind of move it towards him, and as they're wrestling, the guy kind of leans back, and the gun kind of like moves like off of his brow for just a second, so it pops in between the two of them.
You just popped off around between our noses.
That's
I'm so sorry, Guinea.
that's 2 shots though.
Happens all the time.
So pop, you kind of just double tap, and both shots go wide. Or no, sorry, a single shot.
no,
You killed
it
the other guy.
one
You killed the
person.
other
Killed
guy.
another guy. She missed the second shot. Everything's cool.
Don't
Don't be embarrassed.
don't be embarrassed. I can't
Don't
be.
be embarrassed, Brent.
There's no bears in this game.
The
No, there's not one bear.
guy with the AR needs some damage. He's dead. As he kind of shocks, he falls off and lands on the top of the kind of middle partition, and it kind of hits with like a loud like metal pop, and like a bunch of dust flies up from where he hits.
Our single quick hack kill. Yes.
Nice.
We'd love to see it. And then the other 2 boosters will just start shooting at you point blank. With their very heavies. It'll be 2 attacks. Go ahead and throw 2 evades for me, please.
16 and 17.
Both miss. You kind of bring the katana in using like the guard and everything to kind of pull the guns aside as they kind of come towards you. Very, very cool. Lamplighter, you are up. You see the guy fall from the top as you're kind of looking over the top of it and hear the loud thud.
Radical.
I'm going to move along. Round 1, 2, 3. Round that area, to take fire at that guy.
Okay.
No, not that guy. That guy. That one.
All right.
First one. 17 and 10. God.
17 will hit,
Minus 13 damage.
I believe. Let me double check. 12 meter. Yep. 15 was the DB. Yeah. All right. He takes the shot to the chest and still kicking.
Yeah.
Razor, you're up. You see the guy get hit kind of cleanly on, like, kind of wings him in the shoulder. And you're up.
I'm gonna swing at the guy that's directly in front of me first.
Okay.
17 to hit.
He will attempt to evade. He does not. And
9 damage.
he will take that damage. He's still standing.
24 plus 10 to hit.
He misses the dodge, and you'll cut him down with that second stroke.
Alright.
So,
That's
like,
my turn.
quick pop to the face, and then kind of like a side swipe. Well, not the face, the chest, and then like a side swipe across the belly. Asuras, you're up. You definitely see the one that got winged. This definitely looks like a clusterfuck. Shooting into it's a problem.
You didn't pay in advance. Don't hit her.
Okay, so gonna move in here. First shot at the fucking Uncle Fester, Cousin Ed,
In the corner.
Lurch, whatever the fuck. We hit twice. Oh, we shoot once
That'll hit him. He is dead.
in the chest. Okay, and then we turn back to Gomez, point our gun at his head. Drop your weapon.
Okay. No readying or anything because you already took the single shot. So
Yeah.
cool.
Just a threat.
All right. X, you're up.
Not a lot for me to do, so I will just head over this way and also point a gun at this Gomez motherfucker from a distance.
Still a
There's
guy
still
over
one
there.
alive right there.
Where? Oh, that one?
All right,
Sure, I'll
yeah.
shoot that one. Yeah.
He got winged once already.
He kind of points it at Gomez, then quickly does like a tuck under the arm and shoots that guy.
Yeah.
How many netrunners does it take to
Psych.
shoot one normal punk?
Apparently, a lot.
All of them. It takes all of them.
Yeah, I'm.
That's a
you know,
miss. And a second
I never
shot.
said I was built for this.
You got one more shot.
I got a 10, probably
Oh,
also.
8 and 10, both miss. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so it'll go to Gomez. Seeing the situation as it stands, he is not going to give up because fuck that, you killed his whole crew. He's fighting to the end of it.
Okay.
He kind of in the grab, kind
All
of
right.
leans
Probably
back.
the most Gomez thing about him, honestly.
Yeah, you got that right. So you pulled forward. You kind of got pulled forward a little bit in this kind of tussle that we're in. The gun got put between us instead because it slid off of his brow and kind of shot between us. As that happens, you watch as he kind of tucks low and throws his back foot behind him up towards Letty. Letty, go ahead and make an evasion roll.
He has a -2 on this. Oh,
Oh, I'm aware.
this motherfucker.
Shit. And 17. So I'm
Okay. So he roundhouse kicks you in the head. And you'll take 18 to the head. You have armor on your head, right?
no.
You don't have an armor jack on your head?
I was stupid. I forgot to put it on there.
How many hit points do you have?
I have 45.
Okay, so you just took 36. And I believe I rolled double sixes. I rolled all 3 6s, actually. So that's going to be a critical injury to the
Did
head.
you roll 666?
I'm gonna have a concussion.
Oh. I didn't see that one.
You're going to have lost ear. I took your ear off with that kick.
It's alright. I have.
Was it called shot?
Yeah, I called shot the head.
Okay.
Letty,
Because that would be a 7. Oh, I see the +7.
I
My brain
told
is
you
dumb.
not to come in here.
Yeah, it's 26 versus 17, so it's +9. So your base save penalty, base death save penalty is increased by 1. Your ear is removed, and whenever you move further than 4 meters on your turn, you can't move during your next turn. You also take a -4.
I think that would still miss, actually.
Huh?
26 -8 for the call shot, then -2 for that would be 16.
18 is what I hit.
Yeah.
No. So hold on. Math. Make sure we got it right. 26
Yeah,
Minus
-8 for a
minus
call shot.
2 for the grapple, minus 8
26.
for the called shot.
16.
That does miss. Okay.
Ha!
Your
Forget-
ear is saved
Dumbass.
by
Forget the
math.
Forget the damage.
So I've got it by the collar, and I just sort of like,
More than fair.
no.
More than fair. I'm gonna go ahead and snap kick her again. I want it. I want the thing to happen.
Wait, so how much damage?
No
did I
damage.
get?
None, you missed.
None?
They
Your
math
Good job,
investment
Brett.
is paying off.
they mathed
I
me.
didn't realize it was a called shot.
Yeah, it was a called shot. I said snap kicks her in the head. And so I'm gonna try for the head again. It's definitely gonna miss. Well no, she has to roll evasion. Roll evasion again.
Yeah, I have to roll evasion. Hold on, let me get back to that.
You need to beat 10.
Okay.
You beat that shit out of 10.
So we sands have timed out of my bad math, and then we moved into a world where your head wasn't cleanly swiped off. Damn. Fuck.
I mean, look, I love Letty, but I kind of loved that moment.
It would have been great.
Math steals another good thing from the world.
Cyrus is just like, bitch, I told you.
Fair enough.
And Letty's like,
Can't wait for Sunday to fuck up Brent and Zach with bad math, bitches. Getting your up. So, in an alternate reality that you saw flash before your eyes, her head was just scooped clean off by that guy double kicking her. But in this reality, the one we actually live
Swings wild at my employer. Wrong fucking answer.
in, and she shot at him.
I
so
drag him away from her.
you know she doesn't care about his life. She shot at him.
No, I know. He and I are going over here.
This is where we live now.
Bring him on over.
I'll drive him into a dumpster.
choke.
Okay. So, choke.
8 damage directly to his hit points.
Yeah. And it is a single one, right? It
Yes.
does. Okay. Cool. Got it. All right. He is being choked.
Floor's open.
Letty, you are up. In his current state, he's pretty much immobile. So if you want to try and shoot him in the head again, you can. Difficulty
This
values.
is for you, miss.
Yeah, we'll try it again.
Don't get up close. Damn it.
Fine.
Don't follow me over here.
No, you did what you did. Go ahead and take the shot.
I can always move back.
Yeah.
You could.
Alright, I'm taking the shot. Hold on.
She just walks in. Her heels kind of click, clack as she kind of
Damn it,
moves over to
same
him.
fucking roll.
That will miss. Yep.
But
and
I can do another.
second shot.
I'm
Alright,
gonna
guys.
put 2 points of luck into this for her.
You want to put luck into it? You put all
I'll
of
put
it.
2
You
points.
put all your luck into it.
I'm
I'll
allowed
put
to give
luck
her
into
2
it.
points of luck for this roll, right?
Yeah.
And
That's how you've been ruling it.
I'll put 2 in as well.
Anybody else want to throw some spoils of war onto this thing?
So we got 4.
Okay. Then go ahead and roll it.
Fuck.
So 21 minus 8 is...
13.
You need a 14 to beat the difficulty value. Yeah. So he kind of is wriggling and choking, and as he kind of tries to hold the head in there and you kind of put the gun near him, he kind of moves aside from it like angrily and like wide-eyed. Shot goes off and you kind of shoot again and it kind of blasts again. The debris of the weapon kind of all over the place, like, you know, you're definitely feeling the acrid kind of heat of it, Guinea, but yeah, she's not able to shoot him in the face.
She actually is just gonna like step away angrily and just
The
be
lo-
like,
The last booster is going to run to here, open
Go
up
on alive.
the sliding gate, kind of wounded, get through, slam it shut, and use his action to lock it. He is still able to be targeted by a blade or a bullet, but he has bonuses. Well, no,
do it.
he has cover. He's still visible, but I'm going to raise the difficulty value to shoot through or attack through it. All right, Lamplighter, you're up.
Fucking coward.
Yep, so I got move of 8, so I should be able to get right up around to here, 7
Mhm.
squares. So that's where we're going. Paying special attention to stomp these 2 guys,
Yeah.
dead bodies.
And looking at the mechanics, it's a very simple electronic security system. If you wanted to, you could pop it as an action.
Oh,
Or you can shoot him.
How? So like these are like bars or something?
Yeah, it's like a sliding door.
Okay. Like so, would I be able to reach my arm through potentially?
Not the whole arm, no.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, I'm gonna try to pop that open.
Go ahead and make electronic security. DV is 9. Or 7.
Where is the
Tech. Center tech.
Yes. Yes, it is. 14.
Yep. You very quickly just kind of hit the mechanism, like the button that opens it. Just hit it on the top. Kind of just flip out a tool, smiling, and kind of, and it just, and then the sword boy is like, okay. And speaking of, sword boy, go.
Easy
The
go.
dog's out.
I'm gonna move 2 squares up here.
Mm-hmm. Slide
and swing
in.
at it.
Slide into this little elevator space with him, and just.
22.
I'm not even gonna roll evasion, man. Not fair at this point.
13 damage.
He
Is he
dies
still
horribly.
alive?
No.
And then I have 6 squares of movement left, so
Yeah,
I can get
making
to here.
Cirrus, it looks like they're struggling with this guy trying to kill him. It definitely looks like if it's just left to its own, the choke is going to finish him out. Muted.
Asurus will move closer to Letty. He might have useful info. I don't know. We can kill him. That's
He
fine.
does not want to talk.
All right.
Oh, we can make him talk.
If we're-
And then she'll pull out of her coat an energy drink and she'll hand it to Letty.
If we're rotating through, and nobody else is trying to shoot the guy who's being choked out, are you choking to kill or are you choking to make unconscious?
I'm choking to knock it. I don't think you can choke to kill. I don't know if it's an option.
Yeah, it totally.
I'm choking to knock out at any rate.
Yeah, you can totally murder a
In
person
Cyberpunk or in real life?
with choking. You can choke somebody
Oh,
to death. That's a
yes
thing that
and
can
yes.
happen. Like, there's not a point like in the movies where you have to stop choking a person. You can just keep. This is a weird conversation.
It really
Uh,
is.
We went,
Go
to
on.
a,
Facts.
we went to a very dark place. But
Go
yeah,
on.
if you want to
But
kill
yeah,
him, you can.
I've just got this guy up off his feet in an alleyway, and I'm just strangling him and occasionally looking at Letty.
Yeah.
Huh?
Do you
My
want?
kind of Friday night.
Do you want him dead or not? He did shoot at you, and hit you.
Shoot at me.
He fucked up you.
And he is-
He fucked up your suit.
Yeah,
Really, really depressing and cringy.
yeah. He's dying.
Okay.
I
All right.
didn't want to talk.
Kind of looking at you, kind of just says finish him, like kind of mentality. You choke him to death, he dies. Once dead.
Altogether ooky.
No, that's after you smash him into the pavement afterwards.
God damn
And
it!
yeah, I drop him in a pile of trash.
Damn it! If that wasn't good, that line alone. Once he's dead, very quick tonal shift. Make it a little bit more happy, Lucy.
I don't know. I'm pretty happy about it.
As he kind of dies in your arms, and he falls limp. We'll
Make it
just
so romantic.
very quickly kind of rotate through. What I will kind of point out here is this is the exec's purview. She has offered these specific individuals money towards completing a job, which you know is not going to be finished tonight. You know that you're not going to be able to get into the morgue tonight. It's late. And you know you're not going to be able to get into that flat easily enough during the night. Because security is typically tenser in apartments when people are sleeping. That being said, searching the bodies here. Bunch of very heavy pistols. Lots of them, but they're all poor quality pieces of shit. Gomez has a very heavy pistol. If Razor kind of takes a look at it, you would notice that it has armor-piercing ammunition in it. 6 rounds remaining.
Okay.
And then there's that LMG on offer as the spoils of defeating these assholes. The thing that's important to the Netrunners, and definitely something you can work on during the in-between time, is his agent.
And he's got chipware.
Chipware. So the chipware he has is martial arts, karate, 3. So if you slot that, you have 3 ranks in karate. It's a very
You know
expensive.
kung fu.
Yeah, whoa. And the other slot he has is for shoulder arms, 3. So if you don't know how to use
Chipware
it,
for martial arts. That's a
pathetic.
bargain.
Well, again, watch Edge Runners. You can see a dorky nerd use that.
It's just frustrating because martial arts costs double.
Yeah. So no, yeah.
So cool in that scene, though. Oh my gosh, it's so well done.
I'll watch it one of these days.
Today's
Shoulder
the day.
arms?
Shoulder arms is the other chipware socket. Both are at rank 3.
What does shoulder arms mean?
Right.
Like
Rifles.
snipers.
Shotguns.
Snipers? Or
Sniper rifles, assault rifles, precision rifles, shotguns.
Grenade launchers.
Grenade launchers are not shoulder arms.
They're not?
Heavy arms.
Yeah.
I bet.
Yeah, launchers are heavy. Rocket launchers, grenade launchers.
I made a mistake.
Okay.
Get off my back.
Oh, also, you're wrong. You've been right this entire evening about all the rules, but this one time that I get to brag
Fucking
about,
wrong.
let's focus on that a lot because I like it.
Yeah.
No, I'm just teasing. So
I got to choke a dude out. I'm happy.
Yeah, yeah.
Anyway, so what I will
And
say
I'm not the only person to kill someone in this game.
is job-wise, it's up to you how you want to proceed. We can definitely continue with these same people. The only person that matters for this specific gig at this point is you, Elizabeth. So if narratively we move to the next stage of the what I'm calling Don't Fear the Reaper segment, you want to shift out people, pay the people for the work that they've done, and the amount that they've, you feel that they've earned, and work that with them in character. Perfectly fine. Some of you, none of you. I didn't hit anybody, did I?
I got hit.
I think you hit.
Oh, Razor.
Oh, yeah.
You didn't hit Letty at all.
Oh, I hit her in the chest, but I didn't kick her face off. She didn't take damage.
I think you. Did she take actual damage, or did you just?
No,
No,
I
it
didn't
just
take
bubbled
actual
down her
damage.
armor.
Yeah, just my armor.
Fucked up her suit.
Yep.
Okay. Well, that's where we're going to end it for tonight. I will award IP and such green. Thank you for watching those that did, and we'll see you next time.
No cash on the bodies.
Yeah, actually, yeah, there would be eddies if you're willing to scrap it. It's if you gather it all together, it's about 200.
Split it.
It's a night out.
Most of it was on Gomez.
What about the hair suit?
It is available. That is an option. It would be bag lady chic.
That's my exact style.
It is.
There you go.
I've never been in an alley and seen clothes that I would wear.
So let me explain to you how fine a detail these idiots went into this poser gang. It is a burlap suit of clothing, mask and everything, and each fine strand of hair, which is basically just nasty hair found off of people, all similar colors, but you can definitely see the gradations when you look at it closely, have been pulled through and then hot glued onto the backside of the sack.
Why didn't
These guys
they
put a
just
lot of
do-
effort into being
why
fucking
didn't they just
losers.
tie it like you do.
Because
for
they're not
the-
sewing people. They looked at the situation and were like, how do I get all of his hair onto it in a very sturdy way? There are actually patches where it looks like they took a lot of hair and kind of either glued it on the outside or glued it on the inside, pulling the hair through. Just patches of flesh. Cousin it, baby.
Great.
I'm glad we got this off screen. Because that would have been great. That would have actually been wonderful.
Well, you're still.
No. Yes, I am. Haha, we got it on stream.
You're still
Thanks for
streaming.
watching.
That could have been bad.
I'm clicking stop streaming now.